Kuma, setting up. Setting up, Kuma, I'm here. Wait. Let me just send my notifications and stuff as I always do, but I'm almost ready. Live da yo. I think I shared everything. Today it's being a bit more, less hot, should I say. Still hot, but way less hot than yesterday, which is a great thing, by the way. So just let me see. Kuma. Let me just put my hat. I need my hat and... Wah! Hello, I'm here. I got my water too because I'm still quite thirsty. I think I will be thirsty the entire summer because it seems like we're going to get quite the hot summer in Waffleland. And I believe in general in Europe, you know. But let me check right now. I guess I could show you right here, if I can show you. What if I do it like this, like that? I guess I could screen it to show you. Could be a great way to do it. Let me do it real quick. Oh, apparently it's going to rain. I don't know when though. Oh, during the night. During the night and the morning. Naruhodo ne. I guess we need some rain, but let me show you real quick the weather predictions, Kuma. I just have to... Also, I posted a short and a video today on YouTube. The short was actually the short I wanted to post yesterday, you know, my daily short, but it was so hot. Oh my god, I couldn't, you know, I almost was drowning because of the heat, and then I streamed. And I think I kinda... oh my god, I almost said the F word, you know, it's still not the 10 minutes, you know, 10 minutes Eureka before swearing. But I kinda screwed up, I can say it like that, but then I salvaged it today, so I could post it. So let me just show you real quick. Pokemon music is nice. Here, let me just drop it down a little bit, like this. Alright, so this, look at this. Look at this thing, right here. This is the meteo prediction for the week in Waffleland. And as you can see, today we're Thursday, obviously, and it's raining. I mean, I can check right now. Let me check real quick. I just checked outside of my window and it is not raining yet, but you can see the clouds. The clouds gathered all around my neighborhood. So yes, it's really probable that it's going to rain later this day, like during the night. And then, as you can see, tomorrow it's still going to be reasonable because... Damn, I'm doing the weather for you. I'm doing the weather, Kuma. But yes, it's still going to be reasonable, as you can see, because it's going to be 23. To me, this is the sweet spot, you know. Like, usually in Waffleland, historically at least, the hottest we could get during summer days was 23, 24 degrees. But now, for some reason, it exploded, as you can see later this week. And then it gets back to 27, 29, 33, 32, so the weekend, and it starts the weekend, so Saturday, and it goes all the way until Wednesday, you know. Like from Saturday, then you get to the climax, Monday, we're climaxing, and then Thursday it goes down again. And the thing is that usually for a weather prediction, it's mostly accurate for 7 days. So it's always kind of like an expectation or a surprise for me to, okay, what is going to be the temperature for next week, you know? Because here I say 23. So personally, I hope that it will stay that way. But then you get to the next week and again it spikes, you know. Like for example, it could be Thursday 23 and then randomly Friday it will get to 28 and then it will get to 30 again. Like we will be flip-flopping or zigzagging between low temperatures and higher temperature. And that's what I hate about a European summer these days, you know. I wish we could stay at around 21, 23. That's enough for me. Really enough for me, Kuma. So let me just put, I think I will put the picture. I will put the picture. I guess I should have let it here, right? Can delete it later. The weather, you know. This is the weather, Kuma. And yes, yesterday I think it was close to 30, which is really, really big, you know. Really, really big, Kuma. Let me drink. Besides that, what can I say besides that? I'm trying to think about stuff I could tell you that happened between yesterday and today. All right, today we were supposed to sell a monitor, actually, you know, because again, you know, like my side hustle with my father, we're selling monitors, printers, keyboards, mice and stuff. Someone was interested for a monitor, but they changed their mind at the very last minute. And you know how it goes usually, like my father talks, like interacts with those people who want to buy stuff through marketplace, you know, Facebook marketplace. And usually he only gives them the address, you know, because they come here to get the stuff. He only gives them the address at the very end. So at first they were interested in stuff. Let me just drop it a little bit. Like this. So, yes, they're interested in stuff, and then he gave them the address with the neighborhoods, and they changed their mind immediately. That was really hilarious. So what happened is that my father gave the address, and then apparently the guy asked his girlfriend, by the way, hello, welcome to the chat, Teto, welcome. Is that in reference to Kasane Teto? I love her, but welcome. Hope you're having a nice day, Kuma, welcome. I was pretty much talking about some of my stories, you know, that happened between yesterday and today, because Eureka always has a ton of stories to tell, because really in my life it happens like always a lot of stuff. Kasane Teto, yes, I love her. I listen to a lot of Vocaloid, by the way. I love Vocaloid, you know. My favorite, I mean, in this case, I'm a simple person. My favorite is Hatsune Miku, but I like Miku, I like Rin, I like Len, I like all of them pretty much, you know. I really love Vocaloid, and obviously Kasane Teto is iconic, you know, one of the most iconic one for sure. So yes, Kuma, regarding the story I was talking about, alright. Okay, so I told you, we were going to sell a monitor with my father, because to put some context, again, like in the case some of you don't know some of my side activities, I have some kind of side hustle with my father where we're selling computers, keyboards, printers, mice, even audio stuff like speakers, you name it. We have a ton of stuff that my father actually brings back from his work, because they are pretty much throwing it away, and then we sell them, you know, through Facebook. And believe it or not, it works quite well. And here today, someone was interested for a monitor, and they were going to come. And then my father, because it's my father who pretty much interacts with those potential customers through a Facebook, my father told them the address, you know, because they come here to get, usually it's hand to hand, you know, like they come here, they gives us the cash, and then they pick either the monitor, the printer, the mouse, the keyboard, you name it. And when my father gave them the address, the guy apparently asked his girlfriend about it, or his wife, I mean probably his girlfriend, you know, he asked about her, and she told her, no, we shouldn't come here. And so the guy said, okay, sorry, finally we decided that we won't come because we just changed our mind. I apologize for that. You know, they were really apologetic, you know. They were apologetic. But my father thought, damn, is that because they don't like the neighborhood? Because now my father thinks that we're losing customers because we're living in some kind of, how can I describe that? Dangerous, I guess, neighborhood, you know, dangerous. I think I never talked about it in the past regarding where I moved on in Belgium, but we live in a neighborhood that could be considered a bit dangerous, even though personally, like, it's been 2 years. I've been here since the beginning, it's been 2 years. I really didn't really have any bad problems, you know, personally at least. And I go out from time to time, so I really didn't see it. But from outside people, they believe this neighborhood can be dangerous. And so there are some people that don't really want to come here, unfortunately, you know. And my father thinks now that because of that, because of the dangerous neighborhood, we're losing customers. Pretty much. So the monitor transaction got cancelled in a way, but it is what it is. It happens. It is business. Business is business. Rin and Len is really nothing. No, Teto is better and Rin and Len is really nothing. Oh, you're really a Teto big fan. I see. なるほどね. Yes, Teto or nothing. You're only for Teto. In my case, I'm not that... I won't say passionate because I have passion about Vocaloid, but I like a lot of them. My favorite is Miku, you know. As simple as that, my favorite is Miku. But it's not to the point where I would say, it's only Miku and nothing else. The others suck. Not like that, Kuma, but yes, I can respect people having only one waifu or one, I guess for Vocaloid we could talk about Oshi too, you know. Your Oshi would be Teto, which makes sense. Okay. Just let me see. Real quick, Kuma, I wanted to check. Miku is cute, so cute, but I like Teto more. That is understandable, you know. For sure. To me, I will never criticize someone for having a favorite, you know. Having a favorite above anyone else. It's like this way for many things, not just Vocaloids, you know. It can be for VTubers, it can be for sports, like for example football, tennis, like you have a favorite player and it's your ultimate favorite player. You only like him or her. The others suck, you know. Pretty much. But yes, I respect it. I respect it, Kuma. So let me just check. Let me just check. I think if it's loading. Okay, indeed, I am live on YouTube. I was double checking that I was also live on YouTube because sometimes I think it happened once where I tried to start the live on YouTube too and it wasn't working, you know, for some reason. But since then, it never happened anymore. But now I always double check, just in case. Anyway, Kuma, the topic of today. Let me start with something real quick. I just have to load the video and then we could start watching it. But the topic today is going to be, as you can see with the title of the stream, remix. We're going to talk about video game remix. Unfortunately, I didn't really have the time to do a big preparation for this stream, so it wasn't going to be a Zatsudan, but I wanted to talk about it. And first, I was curious to check. Let me check on YouTube real quick. Metal Gear Solid Delta trailer. Let's check the last trailer of Metal Gear Solid Delta, because it's pretty much the upcoming remakes that is going to release. By the way, there are many people like someone and hate the others, like CR7 fans are messy. Exactly, that's another example, you know. That is another example. But more than that, it's just like I understand that anyone can have a favorite, you know. Being a super fan, because you want to show your appreciation towards someone. And yes, to me it's normal, you know. I know some people, sometimes they're a bit triggered when someone says, oh, I like them, but all the other people suck. But to me, it's just like about passion, you know. It is passion, Kuma. What would be the last trailer? Also, I guess I can go to my here. I can go to my... Where is it? Nani? What was that again? Oh my god, that's the... Mr. Kumar A! I forgot to remove you! Let me remove you right now! Let me remove you right now, Kuma! Remove. Remove, okay. Here. Where's my capture? Here. 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 And then... I think I will place myself here. I don't hate anyone. To me, it's pretty much the same. There is a thing that Eureka loves to say, you know. I always say that because I think it's a pretty nice quote, but I don't want to give people the power of hate, pretty much. I don't want to give them this power, the power of hate. And what do I mean by that? I mean that when you hate something, you're actually wasting energy, you know, when you hate something. And also, it's kind of like you're giving control to someone, because someone actually controls your thoughts in some way. Like, for example, let's say you really hate someone. You will think about that person, and you will think, damn, that person sucks. I hate them. Oh my god, it just like, it makes me such a bad state. I hate this person. But you shouldn't be like that, you know, personally. That's how I see it most of the time. Okay, let me just pause right here and what was the last trailer though? Because I wanted to start by checking, okay, this is gameplay. I would rather check a trailer. 10 months ago, so this one is the older. I think the last one they released it, I think it should be that one, right? Probably. Like there's this one, I can already open it here in another tab, but Xbox Showcase. Okay, this one is older. I guess I could open this one too real quick, but it's just like to put an introduction. Pretty much, Kuma. Also, where's my water again? Water. I have to drink a lot of water, by the way. I have to drink a lot of water because it's still really hot. Hate the people who talk to him and something like this. Hate the people who talk to him and something like this. What do you mean? Talk to who? This is just, I don't know, I don't like it. Oh yes, you mean that, yes, when you dislike someone, you can dislike people, yes, but to me, disliking and hating, obviously, it's not on the same scale, you know, like, anyone can dislike a lot of people, but when you hate is really a strong word. And honestly, I wouldn't say I hate any person, you know, because I don't want to give them the power of hate, as I like to say. Let's go. Got my water. Full screen. Here. Should I put the captions? I guess I could put the captions. Also, I think I will put it a little bit higher. Let's watch a trailer real quick.
Patrol here. We have evidence of an enemy intruder. Commence alert formation. approach. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
That guy? No, he's close. Where did he go?
The thing I can say though, it looks good.
Find him. We're under fire. Enemy position unknown.
Oh my god.
Loading like this? It's a revolution.
All right, Commander.
Baby.
Take this. Here comes another one.
You won't get away from me.
Time for you to taste some real pain.
Oh my god.
What's the matter? I'm over here. Go back to your own world. See you in hell.
I'll grind you into dust.
I ground you into dust. What is this outfit though? That was a new outfit, right? For and what are those? Is that from Ape Escape? Nani?
Gotcha.
Nani?
Gotcha.
What? What is this collab? This is the first time I saw it. Oh, there's a stinger. There is a sting. Oh. Nani? What was that? What? I think this trailer, this one, I haven't seen it. I believe it's the last one that they released. So first thing I can say, let me just put it like this in full screen. When you say water, my stomach starts hurting. I drink so much water right now. Yes, I can see it. It's true that when you drink a lot, I have the same, you know. Like sometimes when I start drinking, I don't pay attention and I drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. And yes, I know this feeling, you know, when you drink a lot of water and then it hurts because you drink a lot, you know. Because even water, even if water is good for the body, you know, because it's pure, no sugar, it's refreshing, it actually satiates your thirst. If you drink too much, it's actually bad, you know. So what I wanted to say regarding this, the introduction, obviously it's regarding Metal Gear Solid. Let me just re-put the music, by the way, because I always want to have some music on the background, but it's regarding Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. By the way, I completely forgot when the game is going to release. I think it's releasing this year, right? If I'm not mistaken. I think it's releasing this year. So let me check real quick. If my browser doesn't die, by the way, because as you can see here, it's already dying. My browser! Firefox! I trusted you. Okay, here. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. It's releasing August 28th, 2025. As you can see here, by the way, let me just double check like this with the preview here. Yes, you should be able to read it. But yes, August 28th, 2025. So it's releasing in 2 months. Yes, 2 months. Almost exactly 2 months. It's releasing soon. In the case you're not acquainted with Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, it's actually going to be a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3, even though there is some kind of twist, because as you can see, the name of the game, you know, they called it Delta. They didn't call it Metal Gear Solid 3, but from what we've seen from the trailers, from the gameplay too, it's going to be really close to the original Metal Gear Solid 3. It's even said here, I mean, it is a remake of the 2004 Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. As you can see, we've seen this first trailer right here, who was showing, by the way...
He's close.
Let me pause again. Let me pause this. Let me show you again. Here.
Lost sight of the enemy. Find him. We're under fire. Enemy position unknown.
As you can see, by the way, it's really funny, like Snake wearing the lab coat and stuff. I love lab coats, by the way. But as you can see, graphically wise, the game looks good. You know,
Loading like this.
you look at
It's a revolution.
Ocelot model, they nailed it, which is crazy now that I think about it, you know. When you look at young Ocelot model, they nailed it, you know. You know how in some remakes, you get obviously a modern take of characters, you know. When a video game is being remade, especially from back during the PS1 and PS2 days, and then it is remade with modern graphics, obviously you need to adapt the old characters with new models. And in order to get new models, especially nowadays how it's done, most of the time they look for actors, you know, model actors, to scan their face, you know. They try to find people IRL that looks like the character, they scan their face, and then they make the model in-game. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, because I know there are still some games that do it the old-fashioned way, which is building the characters from ground up, but I think that's what they did in Metal Gear Solid Delta. But when you think about other games, like for example, Resident Evil 2 Remake, which is a game, by the way, that I really liked, for example, Claire from Resident Evil 2 Remake, I remember when the first trailers regarding Eureka Remake around Claire, some people weren't really convinced by her look. Let me see if I can find a pretty good picture, like if it loads, because again, as you can see, my browser is really slow. I guess this one could work, you know, I guess this one could work. Let me see if it's not too small. But here you can see Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2. To me, she looks fine, you know, she looks fine, but it is true that like a big amount of people at the time weren't necessarily sold by the new model of Claire, you know, because if you look at Claire on the old games, whether it is the concept model, concept art, or in-game, and by in-game I'm really even talking even with the low poly, you know, she doesn't look exactly the same. In the case of Ocelot, I think it is crazy, actually, you know, how they nailed the look. It is really young Ocelot, you know. Now that I'm looking at the trailer again, I mean, I haven't seen the specific trailer, they nailed it. There are many games that do this. Yes, if we're talking about the idea of hiring models, you know, actors, models, to scan their face and then use them as the new video game model. Thank you for the follow, by the way, Teto. Thank you very much. I hope you're appreciating your time with me, Eureka Wainwright, and I hope you will be enjoying your time, Kuma. But well, where's my water? Oh, here. I think I'm getting a little bit lost in my thoughts, but yes, what I mean by that is, in the specific case of Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater, they nailed the models, you know.
It's a revolution.
All right, Commander. Good, baby.
Even the model of Snake, you know. Like, I'm trying to find a right
You won't get away from me.
Time for you to
moment to pose to a close-up, if possible.
over here.
Here, that is, what is it called again? I forgot about this name, but it's one of the bosses, you know. Like, even him, he really looks similar to the original guy that you could play, I mean, not play, but that you could fight against in Metal Gear Solid 3, you know. I will enjoy my time watching you. Thank you. As always, it's just like I love to just welcome my new viewers if I have new people coming here, you know, because I have a lot of old regulars, but it always feels nice when someone new start watching the great Kuma scientist, Eureka Wainwright. Let's continue.
I'm over here. Go back to your own world.
I think it was...
See you in hell.
I don't remember these costume, by the way.
I'll grind Eureka
But as you can see, graphics-wise, it looks great. Obviously, graphics-wise, it looks really good. I would even say that compared to the Silent Hill 2 remake, because recently, I mean, a few months ago, they released Silent Hill 2 remake, which is another Konami game. It wasn't made by Konami, the remake itself, but by Bloober Team. But they released Silent Hill 2 remake. I think MGS3 Delta looks way better than a Silent Hill 2 remake. I was have all the count, but I deleted it because I don't know really. I was have all the count, but I deleted it because I don't know really. What do you mean? Do you mean you had several accounts? I mean, I don't really get what you mean. Or do you mean you got banned with another account? What is it? Like in my case, I only have one account, you know, pretty much. Even the animations looks great. I don't know about this part though. Seems like a Easter egg, like collab they added. But I wish I could see... I guess it was the beginning maybe, right? Maybe at the beginning. Or maybe in this video they don't really look close-ups. Like we got a close-up of Ocelot in here. Maybe we could see it in another video. If I look at this. Look at this one maybe. Okay. Let me see. This one. I want to watch this one too. You know. Let's go.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet. Approaching Soviet airspace.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Selino Yas.
Oh, that's the colonel. That's a colonel, I remember. It's been a while I haven't played the OG, by the way. You know, I think I wanna replay the original Metal Gear Solid trilogy on stream at some point. It's just like I haven't done it so far because those games can be really long. And when I say really long, I'm not necessarily talking gameplay-wise, but the cutscenes are notorious to be really long. At least starting Metal Gear Solid 2, you know, because Hideo Kojima is notorious to make cutscenes that they last 20-30 minutes, which is a lot, Kuma.
The Soviet mountains. Ensure the safety of Sokolov and bring him back to the west.
Okay. Hope you'll have a nice day, Teto.
Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake.
Oh,
I'll be
here that's a
referring
great...
to as Snake
Okay,
from now
let's
on.
pause here.
Mission will be Naked Snake.
The way Snake looks in this game, really good, you know. Because here, obviously, in Metal Gear Solid 3, he was still known as Naked Snake, you know. He was younger, especially compared to the later games like Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker or Phantom Pain. Here, obviously, is as its youngest, if I'm not mistaken. I think that chronologically, Metal Gear Solid 3 is at the very beginning. You too, cutie. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on.
It looks
Clock is
good.
ticking. This will be a sneaking mission. You must not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Naked Snake.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Bye, B.
The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man
Is that a
army.
cutscene or is that in game? I think that is a cutscene, you know.
Freeze. Speak.
Speak. Snake is really cool. That's also here. That's also a great model, you know. The thing I can say about Metal Gear Solid Delta, by the way, is that those are really great models, great looking models. And it's really funny because the topic of today is obviously criticizing criticizing video game remakes, but obviously when something is good, I will say it, you know. I will say it, Kuma, you know. I think the model in Metal Gear Solid Delta looks really great, but this is something I thought since the very beginning, you know. I think that in terms of characters, it looks better than Silent Hill 2 Remake, for sure. Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid Delta. I don't know again what's up with the Delta.
Commencing virtuous mission now.
Also, what stopped here is like they got David Hayter, right? I'm pretty sure they got again David Hayter. I mean, his voice as Snake is so recognizable that it's just like obvious. But yes. Okay. Okay, Kuma. So let me just reboot my music real quick. Really, I should try to download every single one of my playlists locally, you know. Here. Here. So, this was Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, as we've seen some of the trailer. And as you can see, the game looks good. But, in the case of Eureka Wainwright, I would tell you, and I would even tell you now, after watching the trailers, and even being impressed by how good it looks, I think that this remake is useless. This remake is useless, Kuma, and I'm gonna tell you why. To me, video games remakes nowadays are getting way overblown, in the sense that now it has really become a strategy of video game studios to start making remakes and remakes and remakes and remakes and remasters and remakes and remasters again and remakes of their old games, their old library, you know, because they realized that there is a market for it. Obviously, people started getting so hyped about remakes and started buying them, no matter how good or bad they are, that video game companies thought, okay, rather than making a new game, why don't we start remaking old games with modern graphics, a modern presentation, and then selling the game at $70, $80, because nowadays the game's price have exploded. And that is, to me, the big problem with video game remakes, is that they only doing that because it's an easy way to sell games to people while relying on nostalgia, you know. Because for how good Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater looks, as you can see it here, like I could put myself here so I can see the logo, but for how good it looks, I would tell you that the original game, and by original game I mean obviously Kuma, I mean Metal Gear Solid 3 Substance. No, not Substance, Snake Eater. Why did I say Substance? What is Substance again? Wasn't that the first version of MGS3? Subsistence. I don't know why I say Substance, you know. There was Subsistence. Oh, it's an expanded release, you know. I think it's the final version, you know, of Snake Eater. But anyway. Regarding what I'm telling you, Kuma. Okay. Just checking something here. This game, the PlayStation 2 game, that there was Snake Eater and then there was Subsistence, which is, as I just said, the expanded release of this game. I would argue that this game was already really good. This game was already a masterpiece, you know. Because I consider the original Metal Gear Solid games, so MGS 1, 2, and 3, the original trilogy, I consider them as almost perfect, you know. I say almost perfect because I believe that there is no such thing as perfection, and what makes art really interesting to appreciate is the fact that there are imperfections. But here, I'm being a bit philosophical, Kuma, but what I mean by that is that this game was already good. This game was already really good, and you can play it today, you know. You can play it today in many ways. You can play it on PlayStation 2, you can emulate it, even though you could argue that it wouldn't be the legal way to do it, but now you can even play it on Steam. They released it on PC with the compilation, they released the original, you know, you can play it now. If I go Metal Gear Solid 3 Steam, to show you that I'm not lying, because maybe some of you aren't aware that they actually released the Metal Gear Solid games on Steam. If you want to play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater on PC, you can. It's here. It is here, Kuma. So it begs to question, does this game really needed a remake? Now you're going to tell me, but Eureka, it is a PlayStation game, it looks a bit oldish. Maybe we need the game with modern graphics looking better. But I would tell you that the fact that it's a PlayStation 2 games, with the PlayStation 2 aesthetics, the presentation, and how they managed to make such a game, like how Hideo Kojima managed to make such a game on hardware like the PlayStation 2, and how good it looked for its time, I would tell you that's pretty much what makes the charm of Metal Gear Solid 3. 100%, you know. For sure, I don't understand why some people are so obsessed with graphics, you know. I don't understand why, especially when you look at this game. I mean, I could look at the trailer here. Let me just pause and pause this. We could even look at the Steam trailer, you know, to show you a bit what I mean by that. But this obsession with graphics, while at the same time, the game, this specific game, at the time it released, was one of the most beautiful games so far. And one of the most beautiful games on the hardware, on the PlayStation 2. So if you look at this, then I almost feel like I should have set up MGS3 and started a run today. But the thing is that it's such a big enterprise to replay the old MGS games that I can't just do it like that, you know. I want to appreciate them. Look at this. Just...
I'm David Hayter, voice of Solid Snake,
Oh,
Old Snake, and Big Boss. Whether you're a long-time Metal Gear Solid fan, equals receive
okay, it's more of a trailer for the compilation. Let's see if I can show you a trailer of Metal Gear Solid Subsistence. I mean, Snake Eater, PS2. Here. To show you what I mean, you know. To show you that the game, for its time, was already really great, you know. And that, to me, the remake is a bit useless, I guess. I guess this one would work. It's the trailer from... Loading again. The TGS 2004, so Tokyo Game Show. Tokyo Game Show. Pause. I wish my videos wouldn't autoplay. I think I can disable it in the settings, but anyway. Let's go. Let's go, Kuma. Let's see. Play. I clicked.
I've been waiting, Snake, for a long time. Waiting for your birth, your growth, and the finality of today.
Boss, why are you doing this?
Why? To make the world one again.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to prove that America was not involved in that explosion.
I always liked the voice of the colonel for some reason in this game.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence.
You're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice.
Look at the models. Look at the boss.
Killer.
I'm not your boss
Wait.
anymore.
Wait. Pause. Look at the boss.
Innocence.
I want to stop at the frame when you see the boss.
You're the only one capable of pulling this off.
Oh, I was a bit too slow. Here. No, too slow. What's the shortcut again to move frame by frame on YouTube? I should check that too. What is the shortcut? Let me check, because it could be useful. Move frame by frame YouTube shortcut. Because that could be useful. Oh. But does it work with my French keyboard? Because obviously I have a French keyboard. Oh, nice. And how do I go forward? Like this? No, like this. Nope. I don't know how to go forward. Like this, maybe? Nope. I know how to go backwards, but I don't know how to go forward, you know. A forward frame. So they said, yeah, the dot key to advance, but press, yes, the dot. Why doesn't the dot works? Nope. Maybe it's another button. Like, I can go backwards, but I can't go forwards. And I wonder if it's because... No, not this. If it's because of my French keyboards. Weird. What if I... Nope. I didn't want to do that. No, don't slow it down. Playback speed, normal. Damn. But anyway, I got the frame. Anyway, like exactly what I wanted to show you. Look at the boss. Look at the model. On PlayStation 2 in 2004. It looks great. Obviously, you would tell me if you're really a graphics, like a next-gen graphics brain, you would tell me, look at the ears. The ears seems a bit flat and not as detailed. The hair looks a bit too yellowish or too like not as precise as maybe what you could see nowadays. And still, like in many instances, people criticize the hair physics in modern games as being even worse. So it's not really a rule usually. But when you look at this, it looks already really good.
You were her last apprentice.
I'm not a hired killer.
Oh my god.
I'm not your boss anymore.
I remember the scene when she broke his arm.
Why'd you defect?
I didn't. I'm loyal
Oh my
to
god.
the end.
I
To my
remember
purpose.
this.
What
I
about
should
you?
replay the game.
Loyalty to your country or loyalty to me? Your duty to your unit or your personal feelings?
You've got to do it, Snake. She's your enemy and your objective.
Enemy? We were together for 10 years, and now you tell me she's my enemy?
I raised you. I loved you.
Hitting snakes?
I've given you weapons, taught you
What?
techniques,
Why did it
endowed
stop?
you with knowledge.
Did it crash?
I raised you. I loved you. I've given you weapons, taught you techniques, endowed you with knowledge. There is nothing more for me to give you. All that's left for you to take is my life. By your own hand.
Also, for a trailer trying to sell the game, it's a pretty good trailer, because keep in mind that before MGS3, there was Metal Gear Solid 1, which was such a big success, you know, like the game was really iconic and ahead of its time, so people were already aware of how hyped and good Metal Gear Solid was. And then Metal Gear Solid 2 already released on the PS2 and was such a great game, to the point that personally I consider it as the best game of the trilogy and the best Metal Gear Solid game. And I know that usually it's a tie between MGS2 and MGS3 for people to consider the best one, you know. Even though MGS1 has also a lot of love these recent years, you know. So it's really hard to pick the best or ultimate Metal Gear Solid Solid game, because they're all really good.
One must die, and one must live.
I think
The
it
one
looks
who
really
survives
good
will
for
inherit
PS2,
the
you
title
know.
of boss.
Look at the
And the one who
flowers.
inherits the title of boss will face an existence of endless battle.
Snake, is there anyone you like?
I've never been interested in other people's lives.
What's her name again? Eva, right? She's called Eva, I think, you know.
You were interested in the boss. What's the story?
Oh no, there is a robot. Let me just kill him. Again, you can't say it, but it's funny how they found new way to appear Kuma. Okay, let me just... Okay. Banned. Bad robots. Let's go.
Between you and the boss.
She was like a mother, and my master.
And your lover?
It went deeper than that. Half of me belongs to the boss.
Do you love her?
No, nothing like that.
Do you hate her?
Does it have to be one or the other?
I like how it's a remix of the theme from MGS2. Oh my god.
You bet.
For 10
Is that
years,
PG
you
for
lived and died.
Twitch?
You couldn't possibly understand.
Was that PG enough for Twitch?
That's your mission, isn't it?
I forgot that Eva was just running with her breast like outside like that.
Once one. We will heal that rift and make the world whole again. To do this, we need strength. An unstoppable trump card with enough power to bring order to the world.
Yoshi
Trump
Shinkawa,
card was to be the
the one and only. And Hideo Kojima, obviously, back when he was still good. Because nowadays Kojima sucks, obviously. He does, come on. Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. So here, I've rewatched because I think I actually watched this trailer before. We watched the old MGS3 Snake Eater trailer from the PS2, the trailer from the TGS 2004, and we watched the modern trailer of the game that is going to release next August, so the remake. Why did I watch both trailers? It's because I wanted to show a comparison between both games. And what I think is, even though the new one, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, as we could have seen like in this trailer, and the other one I watched before, it looks really great visually wise, you know. Like the visuals on the models, they nailed it, and the gameplay seems quite similar or accurate to the original, but again, it begs to question, was it really necessary? Did Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater on the PlayStation 2 really needed a remake? Even more when you consider that the game got re-released recently on modern platform with the compilation, you know, the master... how is it called again, the compilation? The MGS compilation, the official name? How is it named again? The Master Collection, yes, the Master Collection. You can play the Master Collection on the PlayStation 5, on PC, on the Xbox, and I believe on the Switch too. You can play it on the Switch, which means that, to me, if you can already play those games and experience them as they were intended to be experienced, I really don't see the need of a remake. Look up, and look down, and I'm gonna ask you this. What are those? What are those? What do you mean? By the way, welcome, Kuma. Welcome. But what do you mean, Kuma? What do you mean? Look up, and down. Is that like some kind of Konami code you want me to make with myself? Like up, down, left, right, BA. Was that the Konami code? By the way, welcome, Kuma. Welcome. Welcome, Yokoso, welcome. But yes, we're talking about Konami games today, even though the main topic of this Zatsudan stream isn't necessarily Konami, you know. If anything, I'm talking about Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater right now because it's the next remake, big video game remake, that is going to release, as you can see, in August 28. It's releasing soon. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I mean, could be interesting to see the list of other remakes releasing, but I think it's the one that is going to release sooner, you know. And yes, to me, again, the game looks great, you know. If anything, a thing that I can give to Metal Gear Solid Delta is the models looks really good, you know. Again, where's the pic of the frame of a boss that I wanted to show? You're a snake eater. I know, I'm a big snake eater, for sure, you know. Like, you've seen it yesterday when I was playing Donkey Kong Country and killing all of those snakes, and even playing with the snakes. Including in the first game, but welcome, Volios, welcome. Hope you're doing fine. I'm here to give you the truth today. I'm going to give the truth to people. Remakes have gone way too far, Kuma. Even though I know I may be a bit harsh with Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, you know, because if anything, I picked Snake Eater as a first example because it's the one that's going to release soon. Pretty much. And I think it looks good, you know. I said it many times. The game looks really good. Just let me again. Like, we could even rewatch it real quick. But what is really impressive to me in the Delta game is how they nailed the models.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is
I
to
think,
infiltrate Celine
like, for example,
Yard.
here, you look at the colonel, and I forgot her name, by the way. I forgot her name, but there's a colonel here. The models, they nailed them, you know. Like, the characters really look like their original counterpart. This is something that, for example, Silent Hill 2 Remake failed at that. I think they failed at it, because when you look at, for example, James in the remake, it doesn't look like James from the OG. Like, he's really different, you know. Like, even in the case of Resident Evil Remake, what they did with Leon is a bit different than the OG, but still really close. In Silent Hill 2 Remake, it's like different people, you know. Thirsty
Your
Kuma.
code name for this mission will be Naked
And yes, look at
Snake.
Snake. Like, they nailed it.
We're referring to you as Snake from now
You
on.
can tell it's Japanese. Oh, you mean by the studio
This
who
will be
developed
a
it? Yes,
sneaking
you can totally tell that it
You
was
must not be
made
seen by the
in-house by Konami.
Leave
Totally,
no trace of your presence. Is
totally.
that clear?
Because to me,
This kind of
what is
infiltration is
really
the Fox unit's
impressive
specialty.
about
In other words, weapons and
Delta, it's not even the graphics, you know. The graphics looks great, but to me, it's really how accurate the models are to the original, because we've gotten used to so many remakes where the characters, the new characters, look off, you know, they look off, or they don't look exactly the same. In here, I think we're going to see Ocelot. I don't remember if it was in this one or the first one I was watching, but Ocelot is literally the same guy. Like, the Ocelot model in Metal Gear Solid Delta, it's like they picked the model from the PlayStation 2 and they gave him more polygons to make it more sharp looking, you know, but it's exactly the same guys. It's exactly the same guys, which is, to me at least, a good thing, you know. And also, obviously, how it looks graphically, it looks really good. It looks really good.
Speak.
And I almost wonder, obviously the big question regarding those remakes, as always, will be, is there any cut content? You know, what would be the cut content if there is cut content? Or what would be the alterations if they are alterations, sorry. Pretty much. That's always a big questions regarding remakes. For sure. Yes, I think it wasn't in this one, because this one is the older trailer. But look at Boss. Look at Boss. Say it's... Okay, now I know how to go a frame, some frame backwards. Here, look at Boss. She looks really stunning in the remake, you know. Like, they nailed the models. Snake Eater, Kuma. It's a one-to-one remake, it seems, but with a possibility to play with the MGS5 modern gameplay. Yes, that's what I got from it. It's still a bit interesting that they called it Delta, you know, because I wonder why they would call it Delta and not Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, or just maybe giving it another subtitle. Because I think it's interesting they just called it Delta, you know. Like, usually from my experience with Japanese fiction, when they pick something original and they give it a similar title, but they use some kind of weird branding like that. Like, for example, Delta, or they use, I don't know, Rebirth or Remix or stuff like that. It makes like there is a twist, you know. That maybe there could be a twist in this game. But besides that, from what we've seen until now, it doesn't seem so, you know. But actually, the other one I wanted to show again... So this one was the thing... Again... Because I want to show Ocelot again. If I can. If it loads again. Yes, it was this one. It was the PlayStation trailer. That is a short one, but in this trailer, I think you see Ocelot, you know. And you see really a close-up of his model. And to me, it's insane how accurate he looks compared to the original.
We have evidence of an enemy intruder. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
That guy?
Maybe they don't want to display the number because it's the first chronologically. I guess it could be an explanation. I mean, if they ever decide to remake the following games, which to me, again, like, they shouldn't do, but if they ever decide to remake the following games, I guess it could make sense. But still, it makes weird. Well, it's a bit weird because how would they name, for example, a Metal Gear Solid 1 now? Like, would they name it Metal Gear Solid Gamma or Metal Gear Solid? Will they start using the Greek alphabet, or will they just call it a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake, or will they just like use another branding? That's using Delta is a bit alpha. But you said that it's because of the chronology, you know. But if Delta, I mean, they should have called it Alpha then, yes. And not Delta. Because by picking Delta, Delta is like the fourth letter in the Greek alphabet, right? It's not the third, it's the fourth, right? Actually, that's curious. Let me see. It's actually interesting. Greek alphabet. Let's see right now. The order. Because I did Latin, I didn't do Greek. I have a few bases in Greek. Yes, it's the fourth. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta. So even if you follow the Greek alphabet, like here, you can even see it here. Right next to me, here. You can even see it here. So alpha, beta, gamma, delta. If they really followed, like, for example, the numbering of the Greek alphabet, it would have made more sense to then do a remake of Metal Gear Solid 4 and call it Delta. Now you get the Delta thing, but what's the link, you know? What's the link between that? Because yes, what's interesting is that now, what if they decide to remake Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2? How will they call those games, you know? That's what's really, I guess, interesting about it, if they ever decide to make other remakes. But again, I don't need them, personally, you know. I don't need them, but... Okay, here. It's indeed weird. I think there should be a twist, to me. To me, that's really the only reason why I'm a little interested by Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater. The only reason is the fact that they named the game like this and the potential that there could be a twist, you know. That obviously they won't spoil in the trailers because they want the player to experience the twist. But I think there could be a twist. But that's my assumption, you know. There could be, they seem to want to go all in this remake. You know, the remake looks really good again, you know. Because again, when I criticize remakes, especially good looking look at Ocelot. Look at Ocelot right here. That is insane to me. Like, Ocelot looks exactly the same on the PS2 game. The only difference here is that he got more polygons. And that's why I wonder, like, obviously they had to, did they do the model with actors, face model? Like, did they do the scanning process that they do in a lot of modern games, or did they do it from the ground up, you know, the model? That's what I'm actually wondering, you know, regarding the process of making the models, because it is so accurate. It is so accurate, and it's not only him, you know. When you look at the boss, when you look at Snake, when you look at, I forgot the name of the other bad guy with the scars, but when you look at this guy, and even the boss, you see the old boss, like the old boss, you see it in one of the trailers, it looks really accurate. So it begs to question, did they use the scanning process, or did they do it from the ground up? Because if they did it from the ground up, I 100% prefer this than, let's say, a James in Silent Hill 2 remake, you know. I totally prefer this, like, because it's Ocelot here, you know. Like, even if I wanted to be a hater, you know, if I wanted to hate on the new models, I can, because that is literally the same guy. That is Ocelot in high definition, more polygons, the same look, same, like, dressed the same way, with his gun, doing his same stunts and stuff, you know, it's really accurate.
Like this, it's a revolution.
Pretty much. It is really accurate. Same for Snake.
You won't get away from me. Time for you to taste some.
And same for the other characters, you know. The boss is the same. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. I mean, it's just an old man, so I guess it's not the most difficult character to reproduce in HD, but it still feels really similar to the OG. James weirdly seems to have a different face. Yes, more elongated in the remake. It seemed blocky in the OG, or maybe it was the resolution. I think obviously there is the resolution involved, and also in the case of Silent Hill 2, the OG, the original game from 2001, it is notorious to have a filter over the game. There is actually a filter, a grain filter on the PS2 game that you have from beginning to the end. It's built in the game that you can remove, for example, in the PC version, the PC port, but the OG Silent Hill 2 has some kind of film grain, you know, and because of that, when you look at the characters, you don't see them the most cleanly, I guess, even though that's what they wanted to go for, you know, because they wanted to give some kind of dreamlike or nightmare-like feel to Silent Hill 2. Pretty much.
Over here. Go back to
but still, James in the OG and James in the remake, totally different person, you know. They don't look the same. To me, Leon in Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4 remake looks closer to the OG than, let's say, James to Silent Hill 2, the original, if I have to compare. Still got some water. And what's with the ape escape monkeys? What is this though? Is that a pre-order bonus or an Easter egg, or is that going to be the collectibles of this game? Like, what's up with that? They don't even say it. Is that a pre-order bonus? Nani? And is that a frog? What is this? What is this, Kuma? I don't think it's pre-order. So what does it mean? Does it mean that we're going to find ape escape monkey collectibles in this game? Like it's going to be the dolls in Resident Evil 2 remake, but here they put the ape escape monkey. Because other than that, I don't understand why they're here. What is this thing though? This is bad. I'm worried about Metal Gear Solid 3 remakes. Oh, people are worried. Okay. It's the PlayStation mission, it seems. PlayStation mission? PlayStation mission? Remember I shared that the PC or Xbox One was Bomberman. Oh, so it's different depending on the platform. Yes, I kinda remember now that you shared the Bomberman one. Weird. Weird. Okay, I guess it's going to be some of the Easter eggs. Pretty much, Kuma. I guess. But yes, to me, to summarize, this game, Metal Gear Solid Delta, I think it looks really good, obviously. It looks really good, whether it is the models, whether it is the graphics. It seems like they kept the music. It seems like they kept the voice actors, because we got David Hayter back, which obviously it's a big thing, sorry, for a remake like that. But still, to me, it's okay, it's cool, but again, you can play Metal Gear Solid 3 right now on Steam. That's what I'm telling you, you know. You type Metal Gear Solid 3 Steam, like you can't even, people can't even use the argument today that the original isn't here, because the original is here, literally in a legal way, you know. If it wasn't in a legal way, I would have still complained and told you you can play the game. But here, the game is here. The PlayStation 2 game is part of the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection, and you can get it for the price of $20 if you want to buy it, I mean, the individual copy, you know, not the collection. And I'm sure on key reselling websites it should be lower than that. And as I showed, I mean, I could show the Metal Gear Solid 3 PS2 trailer again, but the PS2 game already looks stunning. Obviously, it's PS2 graphics, for sure, but for its time, it was really stunning, and the gameplay isn't old-fashioned at all. If anything, of all the old-school PS1, PS2 games you can talk about, the Metal Gear Solid games were ahead of its time. Starting with Metal Gear Solid 2. Metal Gear Solid 2, it's a game that I replayed many times. The game is so intuitive to play. It doesn't feel old at all. The gameplay, I'm not even talking about the graphics, I'm taking like really specifically about the gameplay. The way you play the game is so intuitive. There is no clunk in Metal Gear Solid 2. And I would argue there is no clunk in Metal Gear Solid 3. You could argue that there is a bit of clunk in the first game because PS1 games with the PS1 obviously inherent clunk that you had with many games in 3D, but the PS2 games are really intuitive. It's the most modern one. It seems easily playable today. It is. It is. You can boot up MGS3 right now, and in 5 minutes, you will nail the controls, you know. It is really intuitive to play. So, to me, again, game looks great and all, but do we really needed a game like that? And that's the question I start to ask with many remakes and remasters that are releasing these days, you know. To me, there is a big difference between remaking a PS1 game, like for example Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, to me, would have been a most legitimate choice for a remake, and in the same way Silent Hill 1, the first Silent Hill. But to me, starting the PS2 era, especially for the better games, so games like Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, Silent Hill 2 and 3, the Persona games, yes, a lot of games that released in this era, they were already like modern in some ways. Let me just close the window because the children are screaming. Okay. But yes, to me it's a weird feeling because yes, it's the same game. I'm starting, you know, now it's got to the point that to me, if they want to re-release an old game from the PS2 era and later and release it again as a remake, I would rather they do something completely different, like a new take, have a new game, than just making the same. Because here it's literally you're playing the game. It's Metal Gear Solid Delta, to me, is Metal Gear Solid 3 for Zoomers, literally, you know, Zoomers. And I say that in the sense for people that would never boot on an older game because they think older graphics suck, pretty much. Maybe they want to do like SH, planning to do the trilogy if the first remakes work. I guess, yes. Even though the difference between Silent Hill and MGS, I would say, is that in the case of Silent Hill, obviously Silent Hill 2 was the most popular of the three, at least in the West. In the case of MGS though, the three games, so MGS 1, 2, and 3, have a similar popularity, you know. Like for the three games, you have a big fan base to the point that to this day there is still this debate, what is the best one between 1, 2, and 3? And the three answers are valid, you know. So here, they could have started with 1, you know. People would have been hyped, for sure. For sure. But yes, I don't know what to think about it, because I could play it eventually. For sure, I could play it because it looks good. But at the end of the day, it's a game that I already played. And to me, there is another aspect of what I don't like about a remake, you know. As you can see, what I pinned on the message I pinned on Twitch, which is also the message I pinned on YouTube, because in my case, I'm not totally against the concept and idea of a remake. Clearly, my point is not to say to people that remakes shouldn't exist. I'm not like that, you know. I know that there is this boomer-ass stance from some people that are just like, remake sucks. You could remake anything, even the most perfect way. Even if the game is old as fuck, it sucks. It shouldn't exist. It's not my stance, you know. It's not my stance. I think remakes can have some artistic merit, you know, and some value, but it's really in specific circumstances. And to me, the biggest example of that is the Resident Evil 1 remake that released in 2022. So I'm obviously talking about the GameCube game that they later ported, not the movie. What is this cover? Not the movie. Not the movie, Kuma. Why do you give me the movie? I want the game. I want the game, not the movie. Not the movie. I'm not that much of a fan of the movie, you know. I've seen some of those, including the first one, but of all the video game horror-based movie, my favorite one is the Silent Hill one, you know. The Silent Hill movie was actually alright. But yes, I'm actually talking about this game. Because to me, what would be the conditions, you know? Actually, I could put it here. So, conditions for a good remake. Number 1, old game from before the Gen 6 era, which would be the PS2, GC, Dreamcast, Xbox era, OG Xbox, obviously, before this era, which obviously Resident Evil 2 2002 already feel this condition. It should be an old game. It should be a game that has legitimate reasons to be remade, you know. I would argue that in the case of first games of a series, since it's the very first game that you make, you don't know if the game is going to be successful. You don't know if you're going to make a sequel. So, funnily enough, when I say, for example, that I would rather see Metal Gear Solid 1 being remade, I would rather see a Silent Hill 1 being remade, it's also because since those games released first in their respective series, at the time, people didn't know, and even more the creators and the developers didn't know if the games were going to be successful. So after that, more games released and they had the time to expand the lore of the series. But now it means that the first game is usually the weakest, quote-unquote, lore-wise of the series. So usually, the first game of a series, when you remake it, you can actually polish the lore or add more stuff to it. And that's exactly what they've done, what Shinji Mikami has done with Resident Evil 2 1 remake by adding the Lisa plotline and also fleshing out some of the plot points from the OG. And then, to me, it's important, but it should, I say should, you know, I don't say have to, like has to. And if I listen to myself, I should probably say has to, but I'm always open to give some concession. But to me, it should be remade by the original team, or at the very least, with the original director. To me, this one is really important, and that's what rubbed me a bit the wrong way with Metal Gear Solid Delta, you know. And I know it's and by the way, let me put it a little bit, because I just realized that it's, oh, you know what, I will do it like this. I should probably do it like this. Better to do it this way. But yes, exactly. That's what rubs me a little bit the wrong way with Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, is that since Hideo Kojima isn't in the project, he's not even consulting, I believe he's not even consulting, since he's not even on the project, you don't have the full potential of what it could have done. That's really what I believe. That's really what I believe. If anything, if they're so safe, or if they seem to be so safe with what they're doing with Metal Gear Solid Delta, it's also because that since it's not the OG Resident Evil 1 was so great because it's Shinji Mikami himself who made the game. It's the same guy, literally the same guy, and he had the opportunity to polish his own vision. The vision that he put on game in the first game, now he can polish it with a better tech, a better hardware, and a better presentation. A lot of the dev teams are OG from MGS Delta. Oh, I see. You mean like the most of the devs? The director even admitted to want to work back with Kojimbo, I think. But the thing with Metal Gear Solid even more, it's a game that is really carried by his director, you know. It's really one of those games where the director has such an impact on the identity of the game that it always feels a bit of a shame that he's not a part of it. And I say that nowadays I don't like Kojima, you know. I mean, some people are aware of it. I'm not necessarily a fan of the modern Kojima, but if I could pick which director to put on a Metal Gear Solid 3 remake or any original MGS remake, I would put Kojima 100% of the time. Even the modern one, even the Kojima of today, I would pick it, you know. I would pick it. To me, it's like if, for example, you're trying to remake Kingdom Hearts, you know. I can give Kingdom Hearts as another example. Kingdom Hearts was a series that was crafted and built by the mind of Tetsuya Nomura. And by Tetsuya Nomura, I'm obviously talking about this guy, you know. He's another example of game director that has a big vision, that has a lot of impact on the games he work on. If tomorrow you make a remake of Kingdom Hearts 1 and you don't have Tetsuya Nomura on the project, I think it's a miss. You're missing something. Of course, you're missing something. And to me, it makes the remake less interesting, because from my experience, the best remakes are the ones that are close to the original, yes, but also add something new that is good, you know, that makes an impact. In the case of Resident Evil 1 Remake, it's similar to the OG, but it has more content. It has a new plot point. It has new elements inside the game, and all of those are great, you know, pretty much. But at least it's also of the same team, and the game was already made, so they just have to glow up the graphics. I think, yes, that's pretty much what they're going for. So that's why I think, in the grand scheme of things, you know, I won't necessarily be the biggest hater of this game, you know. To me, it's not a hate that I have for this game. It's not necessarily hate. I have more hate for Silent Hill 2 Remake. Silent Hill 2 Remake, though, I don't like the game, you know. If you ask me for Silent Hill 2 Remake, I really didn't like it. This game, though, I think it looks really good, you know. It looks good. It seems like they really went for respecting the original. It's a safe-ish game. It's really safe, so I guess you will get more of the same thing. But at least it's accurate, I guess, to the original. So I won't be a hater in the sense that you won't hear me like 2 years, 3 years later screaming all of my lungs at the top of the clouds that this game fucking sucks. I mean, obviously we haven't played yet, you know. Maybe when we will be playing it, there's going to be something that will be so shocking, it will make this game a fucking turd. Like, we don't know yet. But now, from what we've seen from the trailers, the teasers, the gameplays and stuff, it looks really, really respectful, yes, for sure. What I wanted to look, though, it doesn't seem bad at all. Yes, I agree with that. By the way, that's pretty much what when I was watching the new trailers again, that is literally the first thing I said, damn, the models look really good, which is something I rarely say for modern remakes, you know. Usually for modern remakes, I'm like, this model looks a little bit off, Kuma, you know. Like, Claire looks a little bit off. That's not the Claire I remember from the OG. She's a bit different. I guess I'll get used to it, but she's a bit different. In this game, it's like, I see Ocelot, and I'm like, that's Ocelot. That is literally young Ocelot. That is literally Snake. That is literally the boss, you know. I had no issues with Demon's Souls remake, but then I saw videos and I realized it was so disrespected by Bluepoint. Yes, Demon's Souls is also a big shame. It's also a big shame because it's true that in terms of aesthetics and the atmosphere, it's really different, you know. It is really different for sure, but we're a bit fucked by PS3 games because PS3 games are so fucking annoying to port on modern platforms, you know, without breaking them. It is so annoying because the architecture of the PS3 is infamous to be such a I don't know how I could describe it. It's just like, it's such a weird architecture that even back in the day, developers were struggling to develop games for the hardware, you know. Kind of in a similar way to the Saturn, you know. The Sega Saturn had the same problem, similarly, but the Sega Saturn was even worse. The emulation on PS5 is limited to streaming. Oh yes. I haven't tried it yet. I was curious to try a PS3 game on the PS5 to see how it feels, the streaming, but I know it will suck. I know it will suck, Kuma. Okay, the thing I wanted to look though, video games remakes releasing in 2025. Actually, I wonder if people have started making a chart about all the games, the remakes releasing per year. I think it's something that someone should do at some point. I mean, if I have a bit of free time, I could do it, but counting, yes, the number of remakes released every year, and as a starting point, I would pick Resident Evil 2 Remake, because Resident Evil 2 Remake was so successful that I would argue it impacted horror games, obviously, but it also impacted the vision people had towards remakes, you know. It gives it a new marketing aspect, if that makes sense. So yes, I believe RE 2 had impact on the horror genre, obviously, but I think it also had big impact on people wanting to get remakes of their favorite games, you know, because it was such a beloved remake that even introduced new people to horror games that now, every time there is a game that people think about remaking, they say, oh damn, I wish it would get the Resident Evil 2 treatment. Because it was such a fun game and cool looking game to play that now people hope for this for everything, you know. Pretty much. I guess, I wish I could filter, because obviously you can see on the list, the Wikipedia list, which has all the games. Like, there are some games with the schedules, but guess I could open this. This is the AI who answered me though. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater, Gothic 1 Remake. What is Gothic again? I think I know about this game. What is Gothic? The IMDb link seems... Oh, nice, thank you. Let's check this link. Let's check this one. Oh right, I forgot about... Yes, they recently re-released the remaster of The Elder Scrolls. I haven't... The Elder Scrolls 4. I haven't really looked at the reviews, actually, you know, of what people thought about it, you know, regarding how it looked compared to the original, because obviously the first thing that people observe when you get a remake or a remaster are the feeling of the game. So I'm not even saying the graphics, but the feelings, the atmosphere, the looks, you know, because sometimes a game can have a specific atmosphere, and then you get the remake, which is more clean, it's modern, it's fancy looking, but it doesn't necessarily have the same atmosphere. Tony Oak. Oh, 4+4. That's the two other games. Obviously Metal Gear Solid, Dragon Quest. Did Dragon Quest released or not yet? I see 2025, so I guess I haven't released yet. Gothic 1. What is Gothic again? Prince of Persia? 2026. Assassin's Creed? They're going to remake Assassin's Creed 4? Really? Splinter Cell? Max Payne? The Witcher? I remember about The Witcher. Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake. Perfect Dark. Oh, I think I heard about that one. And Beyond Good... But that's not a remake. That is not a remake, Kuma. That is a... Oh, that's still dumb, you know. Like, reading that, oh my god. I read it again, and I just had to say it's dumb. It's a prequel. It's not even a sequel. Which, to me, it's one of the dumbest thing they did with Beyond Good and Evil 2. Why is it a prequel? It should be a sequel, not a prequel. The original game literally ends on a stinger. You have a stinger on the first game that would imply a sequel, and they make a prequel. And it's a prequel that they took 20 years to make. It's not even releasing. If anything, Ubisoft will go out of business before the game release, and they make a prequel. Get sting. Yes, I got stinged by this game. For sure. I hate this game. It didn't even release yet, and I hate it. I hate it, but yes, it makes 1, 2. Oh, there's the number here. 13 titles. -1, because BGO 2 isn't really a remake, but 12 titles, so more than 10, which is a lot, you know, like in a single year. And it's not even all the remakes, it's most anticipated, because obviously you had other remasters like the Lunar games, for example. 2 Hertz. 2 Hertz got a remake too, you know. That's another example I wanted to talk about, even if it's a bit more a niche for people, because 2 Hertz is more of an otaku game, but yesterday the remake of 2 Hertz released. And what I hate that they did about the game, they made it on 3D, you know. They made it 3D, which to me, it didn't really needed it, you know. Because a visual novel, you play it for the CG, you know, the pretty much the illustration that you can see and that you can swap every time you play a visual novel. And here they went the road of giving a 3D look to the game. But to me, what is a bit sad is that most people didn't even experience the original, you know, which is one of the most iconic Bishoujo game, you know. And I think it looks really bland, you know. The 3D look, it feels like it was made in Koikatsu, you know. The 3D software for anime characters and stuff. The Star Wars one is still in the works. It won't be for 25. It has dev issues. Oh, at first I was going... I was going to say it won't be for 25 years. I was going to say, what? 25 years to remake this game, and I predicted 25 years. Nani? 25? That's insane. I don't even know if Beyond Good and Evil 2 was in development for 25 years. But yes, that's another example. Actually, that's why I wanted to talk about remakes today too, because I've seen a tweet, like, I'm gonna tell you this anecdote. that happened today. I woke up as every day because I'm still alive, Kuma. Somehow I'm still alive, but I woke up, I picked my phone, and as most people, I guess, I opened Twitter because I just want to see, you know, the last tweets that are in my front page. And I saw a tweet regarding ToS remake, and it was actually a guy who tweeted on Twitter and said, like, he tweeted a screenshot of him having bought the game on Steam. So he pretty much put the screenshot of the order was completed with the price and stuff, and he put as a tweet. I'm trying to remember, what did he put exactly? He put because that really triggered me. Trying to remember the wording. I mean, I can look it up right here. I mean, not right here, because I don't want to show my Twitter on stream for security purposes. And by security purposes, I'm talking about the loot, obviously. But I could read you the tweet, you know, because I actually replied to the guy, and the guy even liked my tweet, so he knew I wasn't wrong. He knew I wasn't wrong, Kuma. Okay, it's loading. It's loading. Let me see. Let me see if it's loading, because my browser is so slow when I'm streaming. It is slowish, Kuma. So in my replies, because I replied. Wait for it. My browser is so slow, exactly. Oh no, are you? Okay, I was scared he deleted the tweets. I was going to like, what a boo. What a boo. If he deleted it, but he didn't. So yes, buying the... Actually, I can show it, right? If I pick the link directly, it's safe-ish enough, you know? It's safe-ish enough if I show it directly like that. So let me show you. It's just like I don't want to show the front page of my Twitter on stream because you never know, like a random loot pick just spawning on my top front page and then getting banned from Twitch because of that. Can happen, Kuma. Can always happen. Better be safe than sorry. So is it loading or not? Is my browser dying? Even though Twitter these days isn't the best, the most optimized. So yes, so pretty much, this is the screenshot of the guy who bought a ToS, and he said, buying the ToS remake, but shaking my head the whole time, so Aqua Plus is the developer of ToS, knows I don't want 3D remakes. Have you seen this tweet? I read that, I kid you not, I woke up, this is the first tweet I had in my timeline. I was so triggered. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck are you saying? What? And then I answered, thank you. Like, I was really polite, you know. I was really polite because on social media, I always avoid to let the triggering consume me, you know. I always try my best to not just start insulting people and stuff. I just answered, thank you for reminding me to not buy the game, Kuma. I just said that, you know, because I forgot the game released today, but thanks to him, I got reminded of the game, and I got reminded of the fact that I won't buy it. Because, like him, I think 3D remakes for visual novels don't make any sense. Oh my god, it doesn't make any single sense, you know. It makes even less sense than remaking some of the games I'm complaining about. Because a visual novel, you're just reading, you know. You want the art. If you want to release a visual novel, do it like what they did for Canon, for example. That I bought, by the way. They officially released Canon on Steam for the first time. It released for the first time officially outside of Japan, and it is the same game, the same exact game you could play in the original version, you know, like with the same CG, the iconic and also controversial, because I know some people are kind of filtered by the big eyes of the key visual novels, especially like look at the space between the two eyes, it's big. But yes, you know, like pretty much the classic key art style and stuff, but it's pretty much, it's canon. It is canon, Kuma, you know, and it is the first time people can experience it outside of Japan, so no wonder it makes sense to release the OG, you know. For 2 Hertz, in the case of 2 Hertz, they didn't even release the original, you know. You just have a bland 3D remake, which is so annoying, Kuma. I think it's annoying. I think it is, but it is what it is. That's pretty much what triggered it. Oh, hello, Pi. I just noticed you. How did I... What? Did your message just disappear? Oh, I've missed your message. Pi, if you're still here, I apologize, you know. I didn't see your message, but I saw it now on the chat. I'm doing good. Oh my god. I didn't see you. Sorry. Because we were talking... Damn, it was really earlier, by the way. I think, you know what's tripping me up with the chat and stuff? What's tripping me up is sometimes when the nicknames are the same colors, I think it's the same person. Big hole up moment, you know. I think it's the same person. So why don't I see the chat? Oh, it's here. I don't know why it wasn't here. Pretty much. But yes, I don't like 2 Hertz remake, you know. And that's really the tweet that triggered me, by the way. It triggered me so much. It triggered me so much, Kuma, because I was like, why did you buy it if you hate it? Even if you want to play the game, Kuma, even if you want to play it, try to find it by unusual ways, you know. I won't encourage you to do illegal stuff, obviously, Kuma, but still, wait for the time you could experience the game in an alternative way. Don't give your money for something you don't like. It's peak schizo behavior, for sure. Peak example of that. Okay. Why am I so small now? Why am I so small now? I didn't know I could get so small. Now I'm literally... I didn't know I could get so small like that. Sure, he could have pirated it. Yes, honestly, I mean, but even the idea, he paid for it full price, you know. Even if at some point he wants to get it, like, he could buy it even on sale, I guess, you know, to not give them the full price for it. Even though, again, it's better to not just buy it at all, you know, my opinion. But yes, to me, complaining about it on Twitter by making the tweet, it makes you look a bit foolish, to stay polite. You're a bit foolish. Mini Eureka, yes, I can get really small. I didn't know, like, I never tried it actually. Like, to get so small and get so big. This one I did it already, you know, the big one, but not the small one. Actually, you know what I want to do right now? Because as I said, this stream today, which is more of a Zatsudan stream, is going to be a bit shorter than usual, but actually I want to show you an example, concrete example of what I mean with retro remakes, you know, because the idea of remakes is actually really old. You got video game remakes even in the SNES days, you know, and I guess I could show you some of those games because I have them on my SNES right now. Let me see. I just have to pick my controller and see if I have the games. Let me just see. Let me go to my here. Let me boot my SNES. Actually, I should boot my NES first. I should boot my NES first to show the comparison. And where's my controller? Let me get my controller. Also, I think tomorrow I'm going to start Donkey Kong Country 3, you know, because I wanted to play the trilogy, and I think tomorrow is a good time to try the new one. I mean, not the new one, but the last one. Pretty much. Okay, it's connected. But before... Fun sounds, yes. Windows loves me. I can tell you that. He loves me so much I have to fight against him every single day. That's how much Windows loves me. Tough love, Kuma. Tough love. So let me see my folder of my games. What do I have as NES games? Okay. So I have this one. Do I still have... Okay, I still have it. I have this one too, and on the SNES, there is something I could get to right now, because I'm gonna show you a quick comparison of how a remake can kind of ruin the aesthetic of the original game, and I will show you with retro games, because even with retro games, they started this gimmick of video game remakes. It was obviously not as common as it was nowadays, but still they did it. I guess here I just want to get... Also, you can see my mouse moving over my SNES menu here, but I'm not even on the app. It's just like for some reason, when I put the app on the background, it seems like my mouse is still moving over them. Even though, like, if I click, as you can hear, it doesn't click anything. That is really peculiar, but I guess it's like this. Okay. Okay. I think it's this one. The USA version, yes. I'd like the USA version. The faster version, because back then we used to get fucked in Europe because of the PAL TVs that were only 50 Hz. So our games were running 10% slower than the USA and Japanese games, which is really a big pain, Kuma. And that's why usually when you buy retro games, if you buy the PAL version are cheaper because they're slower, you know. Here. Delete. And okay. Let's start with an NES game I really love. One of my favorite games, actually. Let's go. Let's go, Kuma. Also, I can probably pause. Not this. Where's the playlist? I want to pause. Damn, I have a lot of tabs to close now. I always open too many tabs on my Firefox. Okay. 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 Now. Oh, don't tell me it's crashed. I think it's crashed, right? No, it's crashed. Okay, let me load it again. Let me load it again, Kuma. Let me do it. My NES. Yes, it happens because when I start going from window to window with this open, it just crash. It happens. Go. It's loading. I don't know why. Oh, now you can see it. Nice. Obviously, I'm talking about Super Mario Bros. 3, you know, which is to me one of the best NES game and one of the best game ever, pretty much. Kuma. So let me show you real quick. I guess I won't do... I could do the entire World 1 because it's really short, you know. Really short to do. Just let me get my controller well here. I would like to not get killed by the first Goomba. I got killed by the first Goomba. That is a tragedy. How did I get killed by the first Goomba? Nani? Nani? How did I get killed by the first Goomba? I don't allow that. So as you can see, the look of Super Mario Bros. 3 is really unique. It is really unique even for a Mario game, you know, because as you can see, there are the platforms and you can see the shadow, because the concept of Iris moment, yes, I thought so. I swear, I didn't even do it on purpose. That's what's really so funny to me, you know, because I could have done it as a Twitch acting thing, but it wasn't even that, you know. I tried, I was moving, and I just literally pressed the wrong button, you know. I literally pressed the wrong button. But yes, I was saying the look of Super Mario Bros. 3 is really unique. A really unique look, even amongst Mario games, because they really tried to replicate a stage play. That's pretty much the gimmick of Super Mario Bros. 3, it's a stage play, you know. In the sense, they're all playing a role, you know. That's kind of like the twist at the end of the game when you beat it, when they show all the characters and stuff, they tell you that you were playing a play, pretty much. And I should stop getting hit by all of those guys, but it's just like hard sometimes to play while you're talking. And here, every time you finish a level, you have the black background, you know, to show you that you're leaving the stage. That is such a cool gimmick that makes this game so memorable. And even to this day, there is this big debate between Super Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario World. Usually amongst the OG, the retro ones, those two games are considered as the best. And the debate is pretty much, are you a Super Mario Bros. 3 enthusiast, or are you a Super Mario World enthusiast? In my case, I always preferred this game to World, even though I love World a lot too. I love it a lot too, but I like this game really a lot, you know. I think this game has such a charming aesthetic that I like it more, you know. Not to say that Super Mario World looks ugly or looks bad, it looks really good too, and it's a really fun game to play, you know. I think I can skip this actually. And even the dungeon levels, you know, with the black backgrounds. I love the black backgrounds in Super Mario Bros. 3. That's such a cool looking aesthetic. It's simple, but it gives a vibe, you know. Those black backgrounds that you had on some games in the NES, I think they were really cool, you know. Pretty much. Got the flower. I think there are no enemies here, right? Jump, jump. Damn, it's been a while. It's been a while, Kuma. But I can beat the first world as an illustration. I can beat the first words. It's not hard. I beat this game many times before. I love the night levels in Super Mario World. It contrasted so much. Yes, that's a great example of what makes Super Mario World so memorable too. It also has a pretty good aesthetic, you know. I like the two games, you know. I'm clearly not a hater of World. I love World, you know. I love World and I love this game. But if I have to pick one between the two, my favorite is this one, you know. Pretty much. Let's wait. Oh no, I meant the first Mario. The first Mario. The first Mario. What do you mean with the nights? Oh, you mean the dungeon levels too. You mean in the first game? I mean, I could boot up the first game real quick too. Actually, you know what? Because obviously, I think if some of you are following the topic of my stream and what I'm going to talk about, I'm obviously going to boot up the remake of those games just after this, you know, to show a comparison. The night levels look like that, pitch black. Yes, I see what you mean. I see what you mean, Kuma. But yes, I like this contrast, you know, of blacks and the colors of the sprites, you know, and the colors of the characters. That's really great, you know. I love this level. Do you know that if there is a game, if I had to learn to speedrun a game, but when I say learn to speedrun, it's like really try-harding a game to speedrun, it would be this game. Because this game has such funny strats to learn. Like, there are many things you can do to speedrun in this game, you know, including wall jumps, shell jumps, skips. There's really a lot of stuff you can do in Super Mario Bros. 3 to get faster, to go fast in the game. Okay, we're getting close to the end. As I said, I'm only going to beat Word 1. Wait. Alright. And I jump here. Then here I wait here. I go down here. I love this music too. The music of this game, obviously, iconic. Oh my god, that was a tricky jump. I mean, I don't know why I went backwards here, weirdly enough. Oh, and damn, I should have mentioned it when I did this level. The music of the second level, like, obviously I can't go back, but is that the same music? Let's see. Oh, it's not this one. Okay, but I'm doing this level anyway. I'm doing this level. Not this one. But there is a music in this game that had a really dumb parody, you know. There is a song that they made as a parody with the music of the second level, you know. I could sing it someday, you know. I could sing it someday because it's so dumb. I want to sing it. Okay. Is it here where you can go behind the... I know there is a level you can go behind the backgrounds. Who parodied it? I don't know. I don't even know. I don't even know. I know the music because I've heard some people singing it too, and it's such a dumb parody. Yeah, I mean, that could be interesting to check, like, who parodied it, you know. I know the song, even though I haven't learned the entire lyrics by now, but it's so dumb. It is so dumb. This one, this music. This one. I think I'm gonna sing it at the end of the stream, if I found it. But yes, it was this one. So the one you hear for the first time in the second level doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, it's possible you never heard it, because it's really a brain rot song. It's brain rot. It's dumb. It's a Zoomer song, pretty much. It's really like, I wouldn't even be surprised if it got popular on TikTok first, you know. I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, that was... Oh my god. I panicked here. I panicked here. I did. I did. But, as I said, I just want to get to the castle level, actually. Nice. 1 up 20. 10. 10 mushroom. Oh, you can only fail twice. Okay. Ah, no! Missing it. Okay, I got it. Nice. Nice-oo. Last level. He got transformed into a dog. The king is a dog now. We have to save it. We have to save the dog. We have to save the king. Even though the dog is nice, it's cute. I would rather keep the dog, Kuma. I like that every time you're going on a boat like this. I think that's cool. Even though, if you ask me, of all the levels in Super Mario Bros. 3, those ones are the least interesting, obviously. I still like, though, and obviously I died here, I still like, though, that it looks like a boat that you're trying to get on a boat and trying to dodge all the cannonballs and stuff. The big black balls again, you know. Like Mario Bros. 3 did it first. It wasn't Donkey Kong. Wait. You have to dodge them. You have to dodge them. Okay. Okay. Now that I think about it, I could switch the category to retro too. Let me do it real quick. Because, well, yeah, I'm still doing the Zatsudan thing, but I think I could put it in retro now, since I'm showing example with retro games. I just switched it. Just switched it. Okay. Wait. Yes, I had a feeling, but I can kill the boss, you know. Even with mini Mario, small Mario, I can kill the boss. Wait, he jumps here. You jump. You wait. Oh! Of course. Will I really get a game over? Will I really get a game over? I could get an item. Okay. Oh, I already got 3 items. You know what? Let me pick the mushroom. Or... actually, the flower. Okay. I'm Orange Mario. Of course. Nice. That was close though. Almost got hit. Okay, here I wait so I don't get hit. Like this. Usually I don't kill him with the flower though, you know. I like to jump on him, you know, the old-fashioned way. I just jump. But I guess I could use this, some... Oh damn, it jumps high. Oh my god, I got stun locked. Are you serious? Oh my god. I couldn't even get to the castle. What? Oh, it's still here. Weird. I forgot about that though. That's so weird. I forgot about that. So if you get a game over, when you get to the boat, you have to redo some of the levels, like the first level, but the boat is still here. So I think it means you can actually complete the world without completing all of the levels again. Pretty much. Wait. That was a nice jump. Unless it starts moving now. So I should let my chat here. Big black bullet bills. I just saw it. That's true. The bullet bills are the OGs of the big black ones. Just when I jumped. Okay. Wait. Okay. Got the flower. You can obviously jump over the balls too. In Mario, you can jump on a ton of things, you know. It's not like in Donkey Kong where when you do a jump, it's almost like gambling at times, you know, because of the spikes and stuff. Damn, I should have jumped. I prefer jumping, actually. Nice. Here. Stay here. Jump. Got it. And here, I think it was... Nice. I got it jumping. That was sick. Okay. That was the first word. So here, you had an example, a pretty, I guess, complete example on how Mario Bros. 3 looks, feels, sounds, the colors, the aesthetic, the type of presentation, pretty much. This game is really iconic. Now, I guess I can pause. I'm gonna boot up to show you as a comparison. I think I have the game here. I'm gonna boot up, if my SNES doesn't crash, obviously, Super Mario All-Stars. I always thought the title screen of this compilation, which is a compilation of remakes, by the way, is a bit curious, to say the least, you know. Because they're all talking, you can see Mario being a fat fuck as usual. He seems quite fat in this title screen. You can see Luigi, Toad, Birdo, Princess Peach, a Goomba, a Bob-omb, Bowser, the spiky guy that I forgot the name, and I forgot the name of the bird though, you know. But you can see the guys, pretty much. And as you can see, the presentation is really basic, you know. You have the games like Super Mario Bros. 1, Lost Levels, Mario Bros. 2, Mario Bros. 3. So at least what you can give to this compilation of remakes is back then, you for one game, for the price of one game, you get 4 remakes, which is insane when you think about it, because they wouldn't do it nowadays, obviously. But let me show you, obviously, since I played Super Mario Bros. 3. And there is a save system too now. So as you can see here already, it already looks really different, you know. To me, just at the title screen, it is so different, and there's already something I can tell you about what annoys me about those remakes. Especially in the case of Super Mario Bros. 3, they all look samey, you know, whether you boot SMB1, SMB2, or SMB3 from the Super Mario All-Stars compilation, they all look alike. Visually, they all look alike. They don't feel unique, you know. So, okay, it's cool that they tried to change it, I guess, but it feels so different, you know. Like, when you look at this, how it looks, pretty much. Look at this. To me, it is not Super Mario Bros. 3. It is not. It is maybe a cool looking game, you know. I can give it that, but it is not Super Mario Bros. 3. It is so different. It is such a different take, you know. Because again, when I criticize remakes, it's not necessarily to say that they're complete trash, you know. This game, in the grand scheme of things, it looks interesting and cool, but it looks really different, you know. Like, to me, if someone had to experience Super Mario Bros. 3, I would be a bit disappointed that they only played this game and not the OG, you know. It looks cool, but much more generic for sure. Yes, it looks generic, and it looks the same as the other games from the compilation, you know. Because what is cool, let me try to see if I can do the big jump. Of course, just before I do this, they respawn. Forgot about that. But what annoys me too, yes, is like you boot up Super Mario Bros. 1 or Super Mario Bros. 2 in this compilation, and it looks the same. It looks like this. While what was cool with the original trilogy of Mario games, whether you play SMB1 on the NES, SMB2 or SMB3, you have 3 different games, whether it is visually wise or in terms of gameplay. Pretty much. At least here they kept the black screen for the end of the levels, but one of the infamous change of this game, what is really, really iconic in Mario Bros. 3, the last world in Super Mario Bros. 3 is all black, you know. Most of the levels, do not say all the levels, they're in a black background, you know. It really gives such a specific feeling to the last world of Super Mario Bros. 3, and in this game, they didn't keep it that way. They put a background, you know, which obviously changed completely the visuals and stuff. That Mario Sphere was on all the Flash bootleg games. Yes, exactly, totally, you know. You could boot up any Flash website, and there's going to be, like, a Mario fan game with those sprites. We all played them. I mean, if you were alive during that time, obviously, but we all played them. Yes, that is the Mario Flash looks, you know, which is, funnily enough, that's also why I'm not that big of a fan, because I always thought that that look for Mario, it doesn't look as cool as the other games, to me at least. And even the music, listen to the music. I think I could put it a little bit higher. Pause, because I don't want to get killed by the flowers. Put it a little bit higher, like this. Because even the music, it's obviously a remix of the OG, but it doesn't sound the same. And to me, it doesn't sound as cool. Let's see the dungeon now. See, that's what I mean. Here they put pillars and stuff. I understand what they tried to do, but to me it's a nerf. It is a nerf, clearly. To me it's a nerf. It's so weird how trying to fill a background can be seen as a nerf, but to me, I miss the black backgrounds, you know. That's why usually when I play Super Mario Bros. 3, I never play this version, you know. I never played this one. I did beat it once. I did beat it once in the past when I played Super Mario All-Stars, but yes, not a fan. Like, even the doors, they feel out of place. And the music, listen to the music. Isn't that the composer from Resident Evil Director's Cut? The one who made the clown music? Because it does give me some of these feelings. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's the guy, yes. But something I noticed here, there is a Goomba at the top of the pillar. You can see a little Goomba here. Yes, these remakes suck. I don't like this remix. Oh my god. The remix of this song, oh my god, it sucks. It sucks, I don't like it. No, I hate it. I hate it. The original sounds way cooler. Okay, let's try to kill the guy. Such a weird remix. Such a weird remix, Kuma. Got the coin. Now I guess, obviously, it's one of the very early takes of video game studios trying to make a remix. So obviously, they are hit and misses. They all sound more muted, yes. Totally. It sounds lower, but also, that's the right word, muted, you know. It doesn't have the same punch. I guess I could still put it a tiny bit higher, nonetheless, because it still sounds a little bit low. Maybe like this. All right. Play. This one is all right, I guess. Oh, that's the wrong one. That's the next one. I missed the jump. There's a way to go quickly and dodge the plants here. And the winning, like the finishing level sound is a bit different too. For sure. Okay. Level 6, and then to the castle. This one is alright. Like I was listening right now. I still prefer the OG, but this one is maybe the one they nailed the best in the remake. Jump. Even though it's such, they're using weird instruments in the remixes. I think it's also with the fact that obviously they changed the instruments and it gives really a weird feeling. Because yes, I think you really nailed it when you said muted, you know. I like that the original versions of the musics, they're more punchy, you know. They're more energetic, you know. Those ones are more... I don't even have to jump on that Koopa. I guess I wanted to do some trick. And now... Wasn't that... Wait a minute. That was a dog in the original, right? I think weird. Isn't that the first time I noticed it? Why isn't that a dog? Why is it's a snake now? They replaced the dog by a snake. That's a big nerf, if you ask me. Where's my dog? Here I kinda like the look they went below before jumping on the boat, you know. And it's cool that you get the... Why did I jump here? I thought that when you were going next to them, they weren't going to shoot. I like that, like the look of here. Look like a Castlevania build. Yes, that's a bit weird too. But interesting. Wait. Actually, the boat levels are interesting, you know. I like that they added the lightning and stuff. And I do remember this. I do remember when I played this game for the first time. I think that was the only part from the remake that I actually thought was cool, you know. The boats level, they kind of made them look a bit cooler in this game, you know. Because I like that you have the lightning and the thunder behind, yes. Now I remember, like I had the same reflection when I played the game for the first time. Okay, let's kill this guy first try. I did it. I guess the boss fights got easier. Or now I didn't choke, probably. So that was Super Mario Bros. 3 remake from the All-Star compilation. And as you can see, the game in itself doesn't necessarily look bad, you know. It's not a bad game to play. Like, the controls are similar, even though the physics are slightly different, because I know some people don't really like the physics of this game. In my case, I would say the differences are subtle. Obviously, they're subtle. Oh, I like that they put the music for the Princess Peach letter. But besides that, I prefer the look and the aesthetic and the visuals of the original, you know, because it was so unique. I can show you right now, by the way. Let's save and quit, and let's boot up. Start, right? Yes. Let's boot up. This game, Super Mario Bros. 1. Let's boot it up. And then I could go to the other side and boot up SMB1 NES, the original. Repeat what you just said, but change Super Mario 3 for MGS3. Yes. Yes, I could say the same, honestly. By the way, welcome, Borisy, welcome. But that's actually really what I thought, you know, because I've been talking about Metal Gear Solid 3 at the beginning of the stream. I shown the new trailers of the new games and also the trailer of the PS2 game. And to me, the new game, obviously, it looks cool, you know, because it has modern graphics. They actually nailed the new models, because the models of the characters are really similar and authentic to the OG game. So in that aspect, it's even surprising that they got so close, because there are so many remakes that actually miss in that aspect. But even if you take that into account, I still prefer the OG, the PS2 game, because to me the PS2 game was already so stunning, you know. It was already so stunning, and the fact that you had such a game on the PS2 with a gameplay that was so ahead of its time, to the point that even if you boot up MGS3 today in 2025, you boot up the PS2 game that you can, by the way, play on Steam today, you know, like they released the trilogy in modern platforms. So it's not even that the game are not findable to play them in legal ways. You could play them in legal ways too, if that's what you want, you know. You could boot it up and it doesn't feel old at all. The game is insanely ahead of its time. So to me, it really feels that the remake, MGS Delta, could be a bit pointless, at least to me. So, this is Super Mario Bros. 1, you know. You all know the game, but as you can see, it looks the same as Super Mario Bros. 3 that I just played before, the remake. It looks the same, and I can tell you right now, it lost a big part of the OG aesthetic. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you a question now. You've probably played other Mario games that released later, like for example Mario Sunshine, Mario Galaxy, Mario 3D World, the later Mario games. And you may be aware that in those games, they reference older games at times, you know, whether it is by doing a quick bonus level and stuff. Like, for example, when they do a Super Mario Bros. 1 bonus level, what do you think, which aesthetic do you think they're picking? Are they picking this one? Or are they picking the original? Of course, they're picking the OG, not this one. Because this one is so generic now, it's so standardized that if you put it as an Easter egg in a Mario game, if you put it as an Easter egg, I'm sure I can tell you, like, let's say you put something like this, you know, in, like, you play, I don't know, maybe they could do it in Bonanza, for example. Let's say they put a Mario Easter egg in Bonanza, and they put SMB1, but they put this thing, this aesthetic, and you see it. I'm sure there are a ton of people, they wouldn't even be aware that it's SMB1. They wouldn't know it. They wouldn't. They just wouldn't. The 2D moments in Odyssey are the sprites of the OG. Yes, exactly. It's gonna look like a copyright-friendly reference. I mean, yes. I mean, to me, the only people who would get this are people like me, like retro enthusiasts or boomers that have actually played the Super Mario All-Star compilation, you know? Totally. And even if you look at when they're referencing Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, when Nintendo reference those games, they never talk about Super Mario All-Stars, you know? They always talk about the OG. Always. Okay. Let's see, like, should I try to beat the game? Because the game is quite short to beat. I could do it quickly. Like, I see what they try to do, you know, they try to add stuff in the backgrounds, to, obviously you have better colors, for sure, but sometimes it's not because it looks better that it will be more memorable, if that makes sense. Okay. Word 4. I think I could get easily to word 7 or 8. Oh, this level is... Oh my god. Let me take it. Big. This one I could do it by running, if I do it well. Even though I kinda fucked up the beginning, but... What? Don't tell me it doesn't work anymore. Normally you can jump above the plants without getting hit. That was nice. But now I need a mushroom if I want to actually warp toward 8. The clouds are smiling. Big jump. I think there is a mushroom here, yes. I have some experience with SMB1. Okay, I don't have experience with this version of SMB1, obviously. Oh damn, this mushroom though is annoying to get, right? Oh my god. Damn, I missed it. Can I still do it though? I think you can still do it if you do it like this. By pixel. Okay, but now for the jump, I think it's still doable even without the mushroom. Oh my god. Damn. I think you can do it, but it really has to be... Like, it's like, you jump and... Damn. Don't tell me I fucked it up. I did it! I knew you could do it, you know. I knew you could do it. It's me, Mario, from SMB. I swear. I mean, this SMB1 is quite different to me, you know. Even though, like, this game, I think this game has also slightly different physics, you know? Slightly different, but not as much as SMB3. I think of the 3 games from the compilation, SMB3 is the one that people complain the most regarding the physics, like how different it is from the OG. And now, World 8 is actually a bit challenging, you know. I don't know if there is a warp. Nope. Trying to remember where's the warp. I think there's a warp here. I knew it. And it's so weird how they changed... Like, they changed the music here. They change it. You get Mario here, doing the V sign. Okay. I think here there is a star, right? Or a mushroom. I think it's a mushroom. Or maybe not. Maybe it was a second. Or maybe it was this one. Or maybe there was nothing, you know. For all I know. Okay, let's run. Oh, I could take this. Oh my god, I forgot about that. I ran too fast. And no checkpoints. You have to do it in one run. Figment of your imagination, yes. Especially when I play those weird bootleg versions. Okay, it's not a bootleg, but those weird variation of the original games, my memories struggles even more, you know. Because obviously I'm more used to OG SMB1 than this game. Okay, let's try to get to life. Oh, just one before. Okay. Okay. What? What? How did it hit me here? What? How did I get hit here? I wasn't even falling, but the turtle shell still hit me. Does it happen in the original like that? Because maybe it's just like something from this game, but that's so weird. I wasn't even falling into the hole, but the turtle shell, by ricocheting like that, weird. It does. I forgot then, you know. Or maybe it's because like it rarely happens when I play the OG, but that's such a weird way to die. It's rare. I see. Naruhodo. Makes sense then. If it's rare, it makes sense. Damn, I should have killed that guy. Okay, he's dead. Let me get the star again. Okay. 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 And then... yeah, here there are several jumps to do. Okay. Okay. Wait. Oh, this part. I don't like this part. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't like this part. Ah, I got it. I got it. I also think I remember the path to take in the castle if you want to get the Bowser. But level 8-2 is the one with the Hammer Brothers, right? The infamous one with the Hammer Brothers. Okay, wait. Stupid flying turtle. Don't tell me I'm going to die here. Don't tell me I'm going to die here. Okay. No. No. Don't tell me I'm going to die here. Okay, first. 8-2, I think it's the level I struggle the most in this game. More than the castle. I think I'm better at completing the castle. Damn, I'm waiting too much here. He's throwing a lot of shells. Okay, now. I think you can kill the guy if you do it well. Okay, I killed him. Can I get a mushroom though? Okay. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm getting filtered by this level. Are you serious? Are you serious? 8-2? 8-2? I'm used to 8-2. Okay. I think here I could have done the jump above the flowers, but... Oh, it's the next one. Funny how I wanted to talk about remakes, and now I'm here trying to do a run of SMB1, the remake edition from Super Mario Bros. All Stars, you know. Because here I just wanted to beat it to then switch to the NES version and show you the comparison, you know, again. Because I think this game looks really bland in comparison to the OG, you know. That's mostly the point I want to make, rather than trying to beat SMB1, the All-Star Edition, that I almost never played. I mean, I did beat the 3 of those games in those versions in the past. Give me the star. Give me the star now, but when I replay the older Super Mario Bros. Game, usually I play the OG, because they're the better ones, you know. They're just the better one. Oh, he still got killed. What? I pressed the button. I swear I pressed the button. I swear I pressed the button. I did press the button. Why didn't you jump, Mario? I pressed the button. I told you. I did press it. But you didn't jump. You didn't. Okay. Coins. Okay. Okay. I think I got 10. The clouds are smiling. Okay, that was a bit risky. Give me the star. Okay. I did the same mistake. I think here it's because I don't time well my jump, for sure. I think that's what's happening. I don't time well my jump. I don't time it well. That is annoying, Kuma. Basic mistake. Oh, I skipped the... Can I still get it? No, I can't, right? I can't. I guess I will do it the old-fashioned way. Especially I'm always already back the star. Jump. Big jump. Big jump. Nice. Okay, this time. Eureka. Jump. Okay. I think 8-1 isn't necessarily just this part. Like sometimes I die dumbly at oh my. I hate these parts, those jumps here. I think it's because every time I try to slow down here, every time I try to slow down, you shouldn't slow down, you know. This level, you can do it entirely by running, you know. You can do it entirely by running. From beginning to the end. Pretty much. Okay. I actually think SMB3 is harder than this game, you know. To me at least, SMB3 is harder than SMB1 in comparison, you know. Even if you don't use the warps in SMB1, the other levels aren't necessarily hard, you know, when you get used to the physics and how to play the game. And how not to jump right into the hole. Not to jump right into the hole. Like I do here. Or maybe it's this version, you know. This version has weird physics. Let's put it on that, you know. I'm one of the biggest experts on SMB1. But since I'm playing the bootleg version, obviously something is wrong. Now thinking back, DKC feels like it shouldn't be so hard because the controls are really nice. That's something I was always saying regarding DKC. Donkey Kong Country are such weird games to me because the games don't look hard. And when you start moving a bit in the game, it doesn't look hard, but somehow the games are hard, you know. And I think it's obviously because of the level design of the games. It's mostly because of that, but for sure the games have a pretty good control layout, you know. But it shouldn't be hard, but it's hard. It's such a weird feeling. Okay. Jump. 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 Big jump. Jump. Jump! Oh my god. Can you even do it? Is that... Why do I miss it here? Like, obviously I could do it by just going slower here, but... I wanted to do it quick. Too quick. Too quick. Now I want to beat this game, even though I wasn't supposed to beat any game today. I wasn't supposed to beat any game today. That's a typical Eureka moment, you know. I start a yapping stream and then I end up playing, trying to beat a game, which was supposed to be a game of my demonstrations, you know. It was supposed to be a demonstration, not a gaming stream, but... Okay. 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 Okay, you jump, you jump, you jump. Why? Why does Mario have slippery shoes? He's so slippery, Kuma. He's so slippery. Would be funny if I boot up the OG now and I beat it easily. Okay. Pa 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 pam pam. Are you serious? Are you serious? This level isn't hard. Why am I dying? Okay. Wait, wait. Okay, jump. No, don't do the same mistake. Here. Here, here. I don't even need the pipe. I don't need the pipe. Here I could have jumped. Jump, jump, jump. Okay. Missed the star. I want the star. Want the star. Okay. 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 Oh my god, I almost missed this jump. Okay, here I slow down a little bit, actually. So it's still not exactly how I wanted to do, but and here, like, I know you can do it, like... Okay. That's not the best way to do it, you know. Like, there was a time I knew how to do it quickly, you know, just jump, jump, and then end. But you have to be precise. Okay, now this one. This is the annoying one. This is the annoying one, Kuma. Wait. When he starts throwing the shells like that, these stupid ass clouds. Of course, it had to go down on the other platform. These stupid ass clouds. Here I should go quicker, actually. Oh my. Isn't there a safe spot? Oh no, game. Is it really going to be a loop of SMB1, guys? For real? Jump, jump. Okay. 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 Jump, 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 jump. Feel like I'm playing Donkey Kong Country again, you know, with all the jump, 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 the star. Okay. Oh, okay, okay. Okay, I did well here. Oh. Don't panic. Nice. First try. It's the 8-2. I think 8-2 is notorious to be the hardest Super Mario Bros. 1 level, you know. Here I shouldn't be waiting like this. There is a safe spot, right? It's one of the stairs. I think it's this one. Okay. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. And when you jump, yes, when you jump on the paratrooper, they switch sides. When you jump on the paratrooper, here, this one. He jumps here, yes. Then, no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Why it's like it's supposed to be about remakes, guys, you know. I'm supposed to show you the OG now after this. I don't know why I said let me beat it first. I shouldn't have said that. Why did I said this? Why did I said this? You should have stopped me. You should have said, Eureka, wait. It's not about gaming today. It's about showing an example of why remakes suck for the most part, you know. And here you can see an example, because I'm playing SMB1, and I'm not even playing the real game. I'm not even playing the real game here. Let me kill this guy. I'm not even playing the real game. I'm playing a bootleg. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Where's the other one? I hate those turtles. Was it here? No! Jump! Oh no, oh no. Oh my god. Oh my... Okay. No. No. Wait. Oh no, is that... Oh no. Oh no. It's an unwritten rule that one cannot cannot outdo the original of something. I mean, to me, if we're talking about those games, they really do feel pointless. The Super Mario All-Star compilation, it really does feel pointless. Damn, how do I make this jump again? I should run, right? Oh my god. Of course. Yes, I think you should run and then do the jump here. You should actually do this, oh my god. This jump running. Here at least I found the sweet spot again. Because there is a sweet spot, if you go to the third stair while climbing, the turtle jumps above you. And where's the... Oh my god, that is a disaster. That is a disaster. That is a disaster. Okay. Wait. Wait. Because there is another game I wanted to show you too. They actually did the same thing with the Ninja Gaiden games on the SNES. Because obviously there is a Ninja Gaiden trilogy on the NES, which are all really cool games, and they actually released a remake compilation, similarly to Super Mario All-Stars on the SNES. And in the same way, I think those remakes suck, you know. because they don't have the same vibes as the original Ninja Gaiden games, you know. It feels off in some ways, you know. Okay. It does feel really off. Okay. Oh my god. Here, I don't know why sometimes I miss the music. They do because the music is different. There is the music, obviously, but I think it's also the aesthetic, you know. It's also the aesthetic of it that, to me at least, my big problem regarding the Mario All-Star compilation, besides the music, obviously, it's also the fact that the 3 games, they look samey now, you know, because what was really cool about the original Mario trilogy, the 3 games, you know, whether it is Super Mario Bros. 1, Mario 2 USA, and Super Mario Bros. 3, each one of these games were really unique in their presentation, and aesthetic, and music. And with this compilation, since they did the 3 games with the same visuals, the same type of music, yes, because the instruments are similar, and generally speaking, the same type of look, they lost their identity, to me at least. Yes, me, I'm not a fan. I know that, surprisingly enough, a lot of people who play the games, at least they love them, you know. They love All-Star, but I'm not a big fan, and I would argue that besides the retro enthusiasts, so people who actually played these games at release, or maybe replayed them through, for example, the Nintendo retro apps, not a lot of people talk about Super Mario All-Stars nowadays, you know. Like, if you ask to casuals, I would argue they're more acquainted with... okay, let me focus here. Oh my god, I knew it. I'm yapping too much. But yes, they're more acquainted with the OG visuals. So let's say, for example, SMB1 or SMB3 on the NES, rather than those versions, you know. I think. Okay. Why did I say I wanted to beat this game? I shouldn't have said that. Oh no. Oh no. I knew it. I felt it. It's crazy how I feel it every time. I can feel the shadows right now, you know. As I said, I can feel the shadows. I don't even have to look at the chat. I don't even have to look at the chat to feel the smirk, you know. I don't even have to look at it. I don't. I feel it. I feel a chill in my spine because I feel a crow coming next to me, and that's enough. I feel the smirk. I feel the smirk, Kuma. I wasn't even supposed to play a game. I just wanted to show a demonstration of why video game remakes sometimes they do suck. Like, okay, nice. I feel the smirk. By the way, welcome, Ladney. Hope you're doing fine. I saw people saying the remake of Resident Evil 2 is better than the original. Of course, the graphics are gonna be better, but the camera work was an important part of the early Resident Evils, and now that it's gone, no way to turn it on. Which is a really big shame, by the way, because in the case of Resident Evil 2 Remake, they actually planned to add the fixed camera angles as an option or variation in the remake. Originally, they wanted to make a game where you could switch between the modern over-the-shoulder camera and the classic camera. If they pulled it off, to me, that would have been a remake that would have been as good as Resident Evil 1, if not better. But since they actually had to cut it because of the development and they had to release the game, and apparently they struggled a bit with it, we lost this, obviously. So that's true that even to Resident Evil 2 Remake, is cool looking. I actually enjoyed the game, you know. It's one of the few modern remakes I enjoyed. It's still a shame we kind of lost the OG presentation with the camera. Totally, I agree with that. I agree with that, Kuma. Okay. And to me, Mario 1, you know, even with old retro games, it's the same. I think that Mario 1, Super Mario Bros. 1, has such a unique aesthetic that by making a remake like this, you know, on the SNES, it loses it, you know. It loses the vibe. Okay. Oh, that's a life. Can I still get it? Can I still... Oh my god, can I still get it here? Don't tell me... Oh my god. Oh my god. Why am I playing this game right now? Why didn't you stop me? Nobody stopped me. Nobody stopped me. That's a... Nobody stopped me. You didn't stop me. That's bad. You should stop me, you know. I am too ambitious sometimes. Okay. 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 Let me just kill the clouds. You should have stopped me. I'm telling you guys. Oh my god, I almost fell again. You can't stop your Eureka. Yes, when I start something, I can't stop it. That's why. That's why my streams are so unpredictable, you know. I can't get stuck in the most random thing because I decided to do it, you know. Because why am I playing this game right now? At the start, I wanted to show the differences between the OG original Mario games and the remakes that they actually released on the SNES. Oh no, I forgot to run here. Oh my... No. No, 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 no. This jump. I forgot about this jump. I forgot about this jump. I forgot. Okay. Okay. There are people who play those games with save states, you know. I see you smirking. I see you smirking. But there are people, I've seen VTubers, including really big ones. I've seen VTubers playing the Mario games with save states, you know. And rewinds and stuff. Okay, that's nice that they're using it, you know, to not get stuck and all. But can you really say that you beat Super Mario Bros. If you're using save states and rewinds, you know? I'm not using save states. I'm never using rewinds. So I'm playing it the legit way. But of course I would struggle because those old games are hard. But yes, I've seen a lot of people playing those games with save states, you know? Which, again, I don't mind, you know, like anyone can play games the way they see fit. But it kinda neutralized the challenge of beating the game. Rewind is one of the worst. I agree. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Damn, how do I do this jump again? What if I start running from here? Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I did a jump. Somehow, that wasn't the best way to do it, you know? Oh no, not this... Not this frog. Not the frog. Not the Goomba. Not the Goomba. Not the frog. Not the ball. Okay. Oh no. Alright, that's not the level yet. That's not the level yet. That's the level after. I thought it was the level with the Hammer Brothers. But it's the one after. Oh my god, I hate the Hammer Brothers. I hate the Hammer Brothers. Look at them. They're already here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, let's wait. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Don't panic. Oh no. Oh no. Should I try again? Damn. I have to beat it, otherwise you will laugh at me. Okay. 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 The first level is easy. of the word 8. The first level is easy. It's just about jumping and going quick while avoiding the turtles, which are quite similar to the crocs of Donkey Kong Country in the sense that they can be quite annoying, but it's about dodging them and not getting hits and getting the star, which gives you invincibility. And also because I'm always aiming for the stars, because I'm aiming for the top at all times. Here, that was a sick jump, Kuma. Jump, jump. Then jump. Okay. Okay. The only thing with the level 1 to me is the end here. Okay, got it. The end and the fact that the level is really long. Actually, when you play SMB1 for the first time and you get to this level, you realize that the game actually forces you to run. Because if you don't run, you will get the timer rushing at you, you know? Because it's a really long level, one of the longest level, actually. Okay, here I wait. Third stairs. Oh no. Oh my god, okay. Second level. Annoying level, Kuma. The turtles. The turtles. Okay. Oh no. Oh no. Don't do it. I lost the life, but... Okay. On... Oh my god, what is... Oh no, 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 no. Don't get too crazy, Eureka. Don't get... Why? Next time it didn't shoot. There is a crowd on top of Eureka door frame, all smug. Yes, I can feel it. At all times, I can feel it, you know. Even if she's not talking on the chat, I can feel her. Okay. Okay. Kill first. No, not this. Not this. Not the jump into the shell with spikes. You know what triggers me the most is that if I had to play SMB1, I would rather play the OG, you know? Not this one. Here I'm playing the bootleg edition of the game. Okay. Oh my god. Okay. Can I just dodge them? Jump, jump. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's too... Yes. Oh no. I got the life, but... Damn, sometimes I'm missing the jumps. Oh no, 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 no. Why are you... Okay. Okay, don't get hit. This level is a bit annoying. 8-2, I never like 8-2, especially because of this jump, you know. Oh my god, sometimes I don't run fast. I hate this jump. Can you make the jump from the pipe? Okay. Okay. Here, if you go fast, it's easy to kill him. Then, this. This. Oh my god. Oh my god. This game is harder than Donkey Kong Country. Okay, jump. Oh my god, that was a bad jump. Damn. How did he hit me? He was going to jump. I wish I knew how to just jump over them in one big jump, you know. So I don't have to deal with them. Because it's really the Super Mario Brothers experience. You have to keep running. If you stop running, the game gets harder, actually, you know. The games gets harder. Because there is a way to complete those levels with just running at most time, you know. And jumping, timing your jump. Kind of like a rhythm game. Like here. It's not the fastest. I mean, I can even do it. I could even do it without the star, you know. You don't even need the star here. The star is mostly to not get annoyed by those little fucks right here. But besides that, you don't really need the star to complete the level. You know? It's about timing. Like I do here. And memorization, you know. Okay. Now you say you are not using save saves and stuff, but this version makes you start from here instead of the first word. In the original, there are continues too, Borisu, believe it or not. In the original, there are continues. In this one, it's just like they put you the screen right in front of you. But in the OG, I think you have to press select. And by the way, you made me lose a life, by the way. You made me lose a life, but you have to press select and start, and I think it starts you at the world, you know. But yes, ideally you would want to beat SMB1 from the beginning. Do you really want me to do that, you know? I mean, I could do it. It's just like I wouldn't do it today. But trying to beat the Mario games without dying sounds like a honest challenge, you know? I could try, for sure. Like, I already did it with SMB1. Because SMB1 is a pretty short game, actually. So, not the hardest game to learn how to beat without dying, you know? Actually, if you looked at my retro achievement profile page, I've got the achievement of beating Mario SMB1 without dying, you know? Without getting a continue, I mean. Not without dying. Okay, and it's here. That is an annoying jump to do. Oh my god, I think here, it's really about timing. 1cc pretty much, yes. Yes, I did 1cc SMB1. But it's not really a hard game to 1cc, you know. Especially compared to real arcade games that are really insane to 1cc, you know. Like, SMB1 is actually beginner levels in comparison, you know. It is. Because it's mostly about memorization of the levels, you know. If you actually learn how, not necessarily to speedrun, but how to dodge some of those patterns, it's not really a hard game, you know. Okay, okay, okay. And now, okay. Or should I jump from here? Okay, I got it. And now this part, I forgot this part. Oh my god, I forgot this part. Oh no, not the Goomba, not the Goomba. It's always the Goomba and the big ball. I always forget there are those two Goombas falling from the stairs, you know. Okay. Oh my god. Here I could have gotten hit. What? He dodged me? Don't... Oh no. Can I still kill him? I think I can still kill him. If I time it. Oh... Right between the cheeks again. My specialty. Between the cheeks. Always. Okay. 3. Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Jump. That was an interesting jump. He's going to the other side, I guess, now. Oh no, don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop running. Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, now this jump, this stupid jump again. Oh my god, because I jumped on the tube here. I mean on the pipe, sorry. Why did I get stuck playing this game again? Okay. Okay. You kill him. I couldn't kill him, so I run. Oh, actually, you just have to run. You don't even have to kill him. Below! I forgot there was one below. Oh my god. Okay, we tried one last time, you know. I will still do it, though. Since Boris said that. Something I will do. 1cc SMB1, since he is doubting me again. Okay. 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 I can go above. I can jump. Nice. The stars. The star. I think here you can go even faster if you do the jump well. Jump. Okay. And then this. Okay. Not the fastest, but 8-1. Now I nailed it, you know. The only thing I could improve is how to jump those last pillars, you know, at the end, you know, without falling. Okay, 3, here. He jumps. Pam, 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 pam. No, no, no! That's random. Okay, I will get the life, which is good. Okay. Okay, wait. Jump. Oh no! And that's also what's annoying in SMB is that you can get stuck against pixels that will stop you if you don't jump high enough, you know. That is so annoying when it happens. So annoying, Kuma. Okay. Oh my god. No, no, no. Okay, I didn't get the life this time, but... What is this jump? Here it's because I didn't get momentum. Also, if you want to do a long jump, you have to run for a little bit, you know. So Mario can start having momentum. Otherwise, it won't work. It just won't. Why did I get scared by the shell for no reason? Okay, I will get the life this time. Wait. Okay, shooting. Jump. Oh my. Jump. Oh my god, don't stay here. Wait. Okay, now jump. And now this jump that I always fail. Okay. And now the Goomba. Where are the Goombas? You know, should be Goombas at some point here. Goombas, jump. Here I anticipated, which is that part at the end is, it's really the mix between getting shot by the Bilballs, the big black Bilballs again, and having either Koopas or Goombas coming at you, you know. They're trying to gangbang you, pretty much. Pam 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 pam. Why am I playing this game again? Okay. Miss a jump. Yes, here I shouldn't stop. I hate when it happens. Okay, I dodge them. No. I almost did the same mistake here. Oh no. What is happening? Okay, jump. I hate this. Oh my god. It's really, you have to time your jumps. It's really, you have to time your jump so well. Okay, now I can kill him. Okay. Oh. Is the life still here, though? Oh no, I went so fast. Oh, I forgot about that. You actually have to follow the life. If you don't do that, it disappears. Oh my god, that was so close. That was so fucking close again. No, no, don't do it. And then this... Oh my god, stop jumping, please. Stop jumping. And now there is this. Oh my god, I let down of the B button. This jump is so annoying. I think I'm not doing it the best way, actually, here. That's a problem. I think there is a more optimal way to do it. That would work every time. Okay. Like here, you just jump, run, jump. Oh my, no, 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 no. No. Okay, I have enough. For now, at least. I have enough. I will do it though, but let me write it. So I remember. Let me write it. SMB1 All Stars. Should I go for the 1cc? You said 1cc. I wrote it. I will do it at some point, you know. I said tomorrow I want to try out DKC3. This is what I plan to do. But probably after, you know. After DKC3, I could try to do it. Have you ever played Smurf Rescue on ColecoVision? I haven't. I almost never played ColecoVision games, you know. I did try to emulate games in the past, I believe, but the Smurf game I haven't. Is it good? Is it fun? I could try it if it's fun at some point. Do I still have to show you the... I think I don't have it. Do I have it? SMB1 normal? The OG? I mean, I could get it real quick. Obviously, I won't beat it because, as you can see, I struggle a bit with SMB right now. It's the best ex-ColecoVision game. You're an actual Smurf. Really? How does this game looks like? That sounds interesting, Kuma. Oh. That looks cool. I could try it too at some point. Let me write the name. Smurf Rescue for ColecoVision. I never played this game, by the way, you know, but you could have named most of the ColecoVision library. Like, I probably wouldn't have played it. You know? I mean, I haven't played it, you know, because I really tried, I think, random games in the past, but it's been a while, you know. When I was trying to emulate the most consoles I could in the past. Okay. So now, why don't I have SMB1 on my NES right now? I think I can load it here. I think what I'm gonna show you now, I'm gonna show you real quick SMB1, then do the quick comparison between SMB2 All Stars and SMB2 OG, and then I will end up with Ninja Gaiden. I think I will end with Ninja Gaiden, and that would be it for today. But I will do it quick. Real quick, Kuma. Okay. Alright. なるほどね. Let's load. On my NES. It's loading. Where's my mouse though? Oh, it's here. My mouse disappeared for a minute. Don't read this. Oh my god. Boris, stop! Okay. But why can't you see the game right now? Oh, now you can see it. So now, just by booting up here, this first screen, you can see how different it looks to the remake. I just saw your message, Boris, on Discord. That's why I was reacting. I just saw your message on Discord. it looks and it feels, now that I play it here, it feels so different. It feels so different too. But the looks of the OG game is so unique, Kuma, that when you play All-Star version, it's just so standard to me. It looks like he has sideburns. I mean, that is true. That is true, there's something going on with Mario haircut. Like, having the sideburns and stuff, but I think it's a pretty cool look, actually. And honestly, just the colors, the visuals, and the blocky look, you know, of the game, I like it way better than the OG, you know. So here, I could show you real quick the beginning of the underground stage, and it's just like, it's such a different vibe, you know. It's such a different feeling. And to me, between both, I would 100% play this game than the remake. No question about it, you know. This game has more identity than the remake, pretty much. Pretty much what I wanted to show you. And now, just before, the legs when walking looks like he's as if he was using pajamas, really? Oh, you mean because he have buffy legs? The way he moves his leg. Okay, I can see it. I can see it, Kuma. I could see it. There's actually a bootleg, I talked about it before, Sonic the Hedgehog on the NES, but you play as Mario. And they made a sprite where Mario is pretty much walking and running, and he has long legs, and it's so weird and funny looking. But he has long legs. Okay, now let me boot up. Let me boot up real quick. So this one. As you can see, I'm flip-flopping between the NES games and SNES remakes. So real quick. Can remove these. Let's boot it up. Right here, Kuma. Because again, it wasn't supposed to be a gaming stream. It was supposed to be a chit-chat stream. Zatsudan. Okay, let me just drop the audio a little bit. Here. Okay. I could pick... I like to pick Mario, actually. I like to play Mario and Mario games, you know. And so here, you can see SMB2, another look. Completely different from SMB1 and SMB3 on the NES. But it has its own identity and visual. It's such an iconic visuals too, you know, this game. Some people really love this game. Actually, I think it's a cool game, you know. For how... some people think it's kind of like bootleggy because it's actually a reskin of another Japanese game that they made for the US market, but I think it's a pretty cool one, you know. I could try to go until Beardo to show you real quick. Okay. Real quick. I got the POW. I think it's the first game when you have... No, it's not the first game. What am I saying? The POWs actually appear in Mario Brothers. Okay. Oh, I shouldn't stay close. He's dead. Okay. I think you can actually skip the cave if you jump. If you do a high jump over an enemy. Okay. Okay. Right? Was it here? I know there is a way to skip the jump, actually. Okay. Now. Oh my god, that was too... You really have to wait until the end. Oh my god, it's really like a small... There is a small timing. I mean a small window to throw away the bomb. Okay. Wait. Slowly. Now. Oh my god. No. Okay. I'm bad at Mario games. What? Why didn't it explode here? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I throw it at the right time, right? Or is it because I throw it too far away from the thing? Okay, fuck this guy. Okay, now. Nice, got it. Go up, Mario. Is that a bomb too? Okay, it's a bomb. That's actually the shortcut. Now that I think about it, you know. That's already the shortcut. I don't know why there was a shortcut to the shortcut too. Oh, and then Birdo. What? I jumped. What? No, go back. Go back. Okay. What? How did I get hit here? Okay, I can kill her. 1. Throw away. Like this. 2. Like this. Timing. What? She dodged it. She's got moves. She's dead. I did it. That was just an example to show a little bit of Super Mario Bros. 2. Now, let me boot up. And that will be the last comparison for today. I guess I could show you Ninja Gaiden another time, but let me boot up again. Super Mario All-Stars, right here. It's loading. Nice you. And there's also Lost Levels, you know. The original Super Mario Bros. 2, it's also in this compilation. But similarly to SMB1, you will get the same aesthetics, you know, as this one, which is, again, really bland, you know, because I prefer the original look of the games. And you will see it's pretty much the same for SMB2. Like here I'm picking Mario again. Here they remove the black background, which already is something I'm not really a fan of. And the colors feels more muted for some reason. And again, it looks similar to the other games. It looks similar to SMB1 and SMB3 on this compilation, you know. Okay. What's the button to run this one? Yes, now it's the SNES buttons. Oh, I clipped. Can I do it again? I clipped through the... Oh my god. I was clipping through the thing. And the music is slower for some reason. I don't know why. But yes, this one I would say is the most interesting of the three in the compilation remake. But same problem to me. Really same problem as the other games. I think that I prefer the looks of the OG for sure. Okay. Big jump. Let's kill him real quick. Let's wait. I hope it's the same timing. I feel like it went off faster. It seems like. Same shortcut. What is this music? This remix, I can't believe it. I'm not a fan. Okay. Birdo looks cool though. Oh, I missed it. Wrong button. She jumped. She jumped. Okay. Okay. Oh, she jumped again. She got moves in this one. I mean, she already got moves in the OG, but here it seems like she's more turned up. Okay. Oh, Mario pick it. Nice. I remember this. That was the first level of SMB2. As a source of comparison. I think of the three, if you ask me, this one is the one I would have the less complaints, I guess, because the original SMB2 is already quite colored, you know, and quite different to the other games. So I guess this one in the compilation isn't the most jarring of the lot. But yes, what I wanted to talk about by showing this as an example is how when you remake a game and how first, like the idea of a video game remake is really old. Like those games, I think Super Mario All-Star released, let me look the dates actually, because I don't remember. Super Mario All-Stars release date. It released in 1993. So actually 1 year before Super Metroid, before a Donkey Kong Country, since those are two games that I played that released in 1994 on the SNES. I think the SNES released in, wasn't it 92? 90 actually, 90 in Japan, 90. So it was 3 years into the lifespan of the SNES, and they remade the Mario games. But to me, it actually lost the atmosphere and some of the identity of it. And one of my viewers gave the example of Demon's Souls, how Demon's Souls remake kind of lose its appeal in the remake that what it had in the PS3 games. And I feel it's the case for most video game remake, pretty much. I wasn't supposed to play games today, Kuma, but yes, that's what I wanted to do. So well, anyway, guys, I think I'm starting to get thirsty, so I think I'm going to stop the stream for today. But thank you for coming, as always, guys. Thank you, Volios, Onidensetsu, Ladni Void, Borisu, Pai, Teto earlier today, Death Metal Head Satanist. That's a really metal-y name for sure. And anyone else who was watching today, thank you guys, you know. Like, it's really funny because originally I wanted to do a Zatsudan chit-chat stream about remakes, which is what I did. But then when I started using examples, like I started playing games, so... But I will beat it. Now that Boris said that, I will beat SMB1. The bootleg version, I will try to 1cc it on stream. I don't know when, but I will do it. But yes, guys, thank you for coming as always, and see you next time. Bye-bye. See you tomorrow. I'll be here tomorrow with Donkey Kong Country 3 around the same hour. I hope to see you there. Bye-bye. Kuma.